shoulder, leg, arm.
Well, I would like to thank her dad, John here, her mom, Veronica Carlson, her stepdad, Roy Carlson, and sister, Miranda Parents. Next up, Brianna Roller. She would like to thank her dad and mom, Danny and Peggy, and also would like to recognize her sister Allie.
Welcome back. It is the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week
Next up, we have
on Maine's Big Z 105.5 AM 1240. Video stream on mbr.org. That is presented by OA. Matt Boutwell, Mike Haley sitting up in the Mechanics Savings Bank broadcast booth. Senior night, is that good or bad when you coach your team? Is Edward Little get ready to host Deering here on the Z? In terms of prepreration and things, it's always a good thing to celebrate the seniors and the families.
You always have a routine that you follow. And, it goes by the clock. And so when you have something like this, you just start earlier or figure it in or whatever. To me, it was a pain in the neck, but that's me. I mean, I'm too structured for this, and this is pretty open-ended. So, but it's something that I think is well worth doing as far as honoring the kids that have played fire for 4 years and cheerleaders that have cheered for 4 years.
That's a lot of practices to be carting people to, Coach.
Sure is. So
that's a lot of miles. That's a lot of rubber on the road there.
A lot of miles, a lot of commitment.
Certainly is.
I've always said that you're going to ask for commitment from your kids, but it's as big a commitment from the parents as it is from the kids, because until they get their license, and even after, the parents still have to take care of transportation, food, vacation plans, all the things that you kind of take for granted, but you got to figure those things into the overall equation.
All those all the basic necessities that you're wanting from the parents. That's for sure.
You're going to ask for.
You
commitment.
are listening to the MBR, the MBR Game of the Week on video. That's presented by OA. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. There's so much stuff going on right now. It's crazy. Again, video stream can be found at mbr.org. We'll have more on the way. You are listening to Maine's Big Z on 105.5. Always online at mainsbigz.com.
I'm going to get off for a second.
Okay. I want to thank all of our sponsors here today as we get going here on the video stream. MBR Game of the Week is presented by OA. OA's new Ortho Access Clinic is located in Portland on Sewell Street, and it's Maine's first urgent care walk-in clinic for immediate assessment and treatment of sports and activity-related injuries. Open 6 days a week. For hours, visit orthoaccess.com. We are broadcasting to you live from the Mechanics Savings Bank broadcast booth here, senior night for Edward Little and Deering. For more information on Mechanics Savings Bank, about their products, their services, find out more at mechanicssavingsbank.com. Senior night here at Edward Little as they're taking on Deering. Try to sync this up with Mr. Bim Gibson as much as possible as he talks through the microphone there. Also, stay tuned for the collision of the game later. That's brought to you by Moody's. We'll try to pick the right one this week. I seem to be a little bit early on that, but Coach Haley lets me know if it's too early, so we'll just give out another one. Moody's with 11 locations in Maine. Something happens to your car, you better take it to Moody's. Online at moodyscollision.com. It's a Sunday River Brewing Company pregame show, open 7 days a week starting at 6 a.m. Find their beer, breakfast, and dinner menus at sundayriverbrewingcompany.com. It's a lot of carnations out here, Coach Haley.
Sampled any of that?
No, what's that? I've sampled many things up there. The donuts, I tried to eat the 5-pound burger up there. Yes.
Was that a challenge?
That was a challenge. I got about 60% of the way through it. I think I could probably do it still, but I got to get some type of condiment. We were on the road, and there wasn't I didn't have a full array of condiments. You really need the mustard to get through all that hamburger.
Yeah, you do.
That's a lot of beef is really what it boils down to. But somebody beat it last week, and I was super jealous. I'm like, man, that should have been me. That should have been me, but it wasn't. So
Win some, you lose some.
That's really what it boils down to. Yes, that's exactly what happens here. Senior night here at Walton Field. Deering taking on Edward Little. Edward Little has been throwing the ball with abandon over the last few weeks because they've had some injured running backs. It doesn't look like Yarnovich is going to be playing tonight, but it does look like Mr. Begos, Caden Begos, is going to be playing tonight. So that's a big regain there for Edward Little in terms of their running game.
It really is, because if you don't have the run, obviously, if they know you're going to throw 70, 80% of the time, they'll load up on you. They'll come, and you'd have nothing to stop them. You need that run. You need that the threat of the draw, the threat of the off tackle, and if you can't do it, you better have somebody that's got a rifle for an arm, and even then, if he doesn't get a chance to throw, it won't happen.
Also need to have some guys out there that are, possibly even in an underneath spot. I think there are times maybe there's too many people going deep, so if there's somebody you can check down to, I think the importance of the check down at this level is huge.
Really big.
Yeah.
Really, and a lot of that comes from somebody coming out of the backfield. And so if you don't have that guy, you're sunk.
Right. And when you're on your third string running back, sometimes you might not have that guy.
No, you might not, is right.
And if you decide to just bring in a backup receiver to play third down back, what if they don't pick up a block? That's a little bit different. It's a little bit different ball of wax.
And do you think how long it's going to take the defense to figure out that this guy's coming in and they throw only?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be,
Yeah. Once you've erased the heads from the coin and the only thing that's coming up is tails, the level of guessing is completely out of the system at that point, is usually what happens.
I have an old saying, you don't have to be Einstein to figure this one
out. Senior night here.
And finally, we have senior manager Patrick Ivers. I'd like to recognize Lee Ivers.
Patrick Ivers, recognizing Lee. Of course, it's funny here when they do the games. It's or when they do the senior night, they're off to one side. So when they pose at the 40-yard line, it's the person that was beforehand that got announced.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now they're clearing the field. I see no gorillas here tonight, which is nice.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No. The gorilla usually stays under the bleachers and comes out only at what they consider an opportune time.
Right. Well, after opening night this year, I wasn't sure if maybe it was a band sort of thing or, what might have happened. So
could be a little copycat right there.
It is the MBR Game of the Week presented by OA. Again, orthoaccess.com is the site. If you get injured tonight, you can be there in the morning and they can be checking you out. Pain, sprains, or strains online at orthoaccess.com if you're looking for hours. Going to be jumping back on the radio side of things here real quick in just a moment. Of course, you can listen on the radio if you're driving around on 105.5 in Lewiston, Auburn, or 101.5 when you are in Portland. If you add it up, it's like 207, actually. Did you know that? If you add up 101.5 and 105.5, it adds up to 207.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't realize that until I just did it in my head. Now I'm like, wow. It's really the main connection there.
Yep.
Here we go. We're going live on the radio. Thanks for standing by video, folks. Welcome back. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 and AM 1240. Want to welcome in our friends on ESPN 101.5 down in Portland and our Deering friends picking up this stream. That way we can get it in both towns. And, of course, the video stream presented by OA, and you can watch that at mbr.org with the same audio. Edward Little is being introduced right now here at Walton Field. Edward Little getting ready to host Deering in the Game of the Week. And, Coach, how much longer on the introductions here before somebody gets cold?
Well, that that's what I was talking about when I answered. One of the things I was referring to when I answered your question before. This is, you got to do it, but it's like it just completely beats your routine.
Looks like we're going to the moment of silence. We will take a break on the radio side of things. Moment of silence for about 4 minutes for this and the national anthem. We'll be back on the Game of the Week. And welcome back to the Game of the Week. The NBR Game of the Week on video presented by OA, Experience in Motion. Also, would like to thank our coin flip sponsor, Maine Athletic Fundraising. Maine Athletic Fundraising is the right choice for your fundraising needs. No risk, no upfront costs, no minimums. Find out how they can help you today at maineaf.com. Sunday River Brewing pregame show. Sunday River Brewing Company. Find them online, SundayRiverBrewingCompany.com. They're open 7 days a week starting at 6 a.m. with delicious donuts, beer, breakfast, dinner, and more. MBR.org, Maine's best resource for sports. Of course, get all the scores every morning at MBR.org. Also want to remind you that our timeout sponsors for water breaks. Affordable Water Treatment of Maine and Maine Right On Pro. Just one call. They treat it all online at affordablewatertreatmentofmaine.com. Back to the Mechanic Savings Bank broadcast booth here. We'll be joining you back on the radio side of things momentarily on 105.5 in L.A. and 101.5 in Portland. See who's going to win this coin toss, Coach. The all-important coin toss.
Yeah.
Dave Sterling's left it up to his players at this point. I always find it funny that they leave it up to the players in these games, not the coaches for the coin toss.
No, there's a federation rule now that the coaches have to go out to talk with the captains, and the question will be: are all of your players?
Welcome back. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Maine's Big Z. Go right back to what you were saying, Coach, about the federation and the coaches.
Federation rule says that the coaches need to go out, and the referee will ask: are all of your players dressed properly?
Right.
Meaning that if there's any equipment lost or out not where it should be, it's going to be penalized on the coach. So he has to make sure that all of his kids have their tail pads in and their knee pads on and all that stuff. And then he can leave. You know, he can leave the huddle when he says yes or no, or I think so, or I hope so.
And then at that point, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's all you can get at that point.
That's right.
It is the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. The video is streamed tonight on mbr.org and presented by OA.
The time to find out that you have one of your kids that doesn't have a tail pad on, or one of your kids that has a illegal shoulder pad is not when the referee comes up and says, "Where's your tail pad?"
Yeah, that would
That's
be.
not the time.
That would be the time you don't want to do that.
No.
Is what you're saying.
Nope,
That would be.
That would be not good.
Deering is going to be kicking off. Edward Little will be receiving. It's like Blanchard is back along with Gibson, and it'll be a short kick. It'll be fielded by the upback, I guess, momentarily there. And he gets up to the 25-yard line. Wait for Bim Gibson to tell me who that is, because number 23 not on the roster this week. Nice field there, but that'll be where Edward Little starts at their own 25-yard line. Just underway here, no score. Edward Little going right to left on your radio dial. How often do your uniforms change during the year, Coach? How many times did that happen to you, where you had to change numbers? It didn't match up to the roster.
Sometimes it happens. It's like if you have blood rule, the blood rule comes into effect. Sometimes somebody gets their uniform ripped.
Pass is outside, complete to Blanchard. He's going to make a nice spin move to the 35, to the 43. Looked like he got
nice
hit in the
move
face
right
mask there as well, and he's going to get
Nice
into Deering
move.
territory to the 47-yard line. And, Coach, what a great way to start this game if you're Edward Little.
Yes, sir.
Great start for the Eddies, who have been having good starts. It's just been a matter of having the finish.
That was a swing pass that we were talking about. You know, the guy coming out of the backfield. That's what that play was right there. Lined up in the backfield.
Hartley hands it off. That'll be Blanchard with another nice spin move. He hits the Y button if you're a PlayStation fan. Goes down to the 45-yard line. Be a gain of 4. And away we go. Edward Little already in Deering territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, that was a nice run. He made a nice move right after he caught the ball.
Edward Little, pink tape tonight. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Also cancer awareness as well for Edward Little person who fighting, member of the Edward Little family fighting the disease.
Yep.
That pass is complete. That is out to Max Bell, 2 X's, and he catches it down at the 43. It'll be a gain of 2.
Looks like Max got hurt on that play.
Well, it looks like he got landed on kind of awkwardly. He's going to
right in front of his bench.
pop right off the field there. He got off the field rather quickly. He was not going to.
Yeah, well, he knew that's going to hold up their whole continuity if he doesn't get off, so they can start.
And that happens a lot of times, too. You see that with a play, whether it's a review or something like that, or discussion can really throw off a team's offense. Handoff.
Looks like they're running the read option.
That will be Yarnovich up to the 41-yard line. Excuse me, no, that was not Yarnovich. That was number 8, Kalen Pelletier, up to the 41-yard line, and it will be 4th and 2 for the Eddies. They got to get inside the 39 for a first down. So this is actually going to be a long 4th and 2. Bring out the big feet again, Coach Haley. That'll be what that is.
Yeah. They're running a different formation here. They got trips to this side. They call that the bunch sometimes.
Hartley's going to hand it off, and that's going to be Pelletier, and he's going to get more than enough for the first down. They're going to mark him down just inside the 37-yard line. The Eddies are marching a 4th down converted, and Pelletier is now on the ground. And there's 2 players already for Edward Little on this drive. And I'll tell you what, Deering is laying the lumber early.
Yeah, this that formation they used opened up the middle because you put 3 guys out to one side. You have to make an adjustment. You have to bring somebody out. You can't cover them all with your secondary. And so you're going to bring out a linebacker or walk off an end. And that softened up. That gave him a nice soft spot to run to.
9:45 remaining in the first quarter. No score between Edward Little.
Have Twins.
And Deering. Hartley back to pass. Throws off his back foot. And that is going to be incomplete. That was the only chance anyone had at that was going to be Kasserman.
Yeah. Deering's been in a 5 front. switching to a 4 sometimes, depending on the formation.
He's 2nd and 10 inside the 37-yard line of Deering. 9:32 remaining in the first quarter. Edward Little, no
52.
score. They're going to pass that out,
Oh,
and that's going to be Bigos, but that is going to be incomplete.
Did you get a chance to before the game?
Salamone on the coverage there.
Did you get a chance to see the game plan for EL?
I did not. I didn't.
Well, we've had 2 swing passes. We've had 1 short comeback pass. Hey, you're right inside somebody's head.
I like to keep my finger to the pulse, I guess.
That's good. That's good.
Handoff. Bigos.
There he goes.
He puts a shoulder down inside
nice.
the 25 and down
Nice run.
to the 24-yard line.
Nice run.
Nice run there. And that'll move the chains for a first down, gain of 12. Nice play there by Bigos. And Caden Bigos back and healthy for this squad. Makes a world of difference, Coach, when
Oh boy.
you're not one-dimensional any longer.
You got a 5-play drive. You got 3 first downs already. This is what EL has done in the past, but they haven't finished. Oh, hopefully they'll put the icing on the cake.
Hartley with the play action, looks, throws, has a man. It's Gibson in the end zone, incomplete.
Plenty of time though. He was no pressure on him that time.
There was a little too much air under that ball, or was that where he was going to have to throw it to get it to where he wanted to throw it?
He had to because there was a defensive man in front. He had to drop it in the bucket on that one. That's a tough pass. That's really tough to do.
8:54 remaining in the first quarter. No score between Edward Little and Deering. It's a game of the week. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Video stream on mbr.org, presented by OA. Also on ESPN 1015 and AM 970. Handoff. Bigos gets tangled up. That'll be no gain, and it will be 3rd and long.
They're in a 4-down zone here now, Matt.
Yeah, there's nothing else really that they're going to want to do at this
Nope.
point, I'm thinking.
Oh, they'll take 4 downs to get the first down. They don't have to get it all at one time.
Hartley back at the 28-yard line.
As Bigos beside.
A tight bunch there, and they've got
it's
Gibson
open.
wide open
Wide
down
open.
inside the 5, and he
Holy
tries to get it in. It
mackerel.
looks like he
Oh.
fumbled it into the end zone, and that is going to be a touchback.
Yeah, that'll be a touchback.
Gibson
Wow.
trying to reach to get it into the end zone, fumbled it in,
Too
and
bad.
Deering recovers. And once again, Coach, another red zone turnover
what I
for
mean.
Edward Little
That's what we were
all
talking about.
season long.
Yep. That's
All
what
season
we're talking
long.
along. Boy, they've been able to move the ball until they get down in, and then something happens. Either fumble, turnover of some type, interception, or they run out of downs.
8:17 remaining in the first quarter, no score. It'll be Deering football here, just underway. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Video stream presented by OA. You can find the video stream at mbr.org. Richard not at quarterback tonight. Tell you who that is in just a second. And that will be a run.
It's Phillips.
That's Phillips.
No, 15.
Yes, that's Joe Pelletier, quarterback, the junior.
Yeah.
He gets a couple. Gets about 4, actually. Actually, they're going to mark him at the 25, so it'll be a gain of 5. Nice gain there on first down, Coach.
Yes, it was. Well, in the pregame they were under the center. Now they're going spread. So I don't know what they're doing.
2 receivers, one to the left, one to the right. Pelletier back to pass, throws it with his left hand.
Oh,
he has
boy.
a receiver out there at the 50.
Nice catch.
And that is going to be caught.
That's a nice catch.
Nice catch there by Salamone. Raphael Salamone. And he caught that down on the sidelines. And boy, I'll tell you what, that's the type of throw, if you're a quarterback, you're going to dream about all week long. And watching Salamone catch that pass, you don't get to see that often at this level.
No, you don't. No, he had a couple steps on that defender, and Pelletier laid it right in the bucket.
Pelletier back at the 46-yard line. He is waiting for the ball. He sends a man in motion. That'll be Salamone. That's going to be a pitch, and they are going to attack the running back. He's going to get down to the 37-yard line. By the way, I apologize on that catch down the other way. That was actually Kaiserman, Mason Kasserman, that made that catch. Ryan Walsh is in the backfield next to Pelletier. The white and the silver is tremendous. That's going to be Kasserman. He's going to catch it and gain nothing, and it's going to be 3rd and 6. And that's not what you're looking for on that short little screen pass there, Coach.
No.
You're looking to gain at least 3 or 4 yards on that, just falling forward.
You know, EL has they changed their defense a lot, but that time they had only 2 guys down. Everybody else was up, and when you're up like that, you're going to be able to react to a play to the side like that. Going to get really good pursuit, and that's what they got. They had 3 guys in on that tackle.
Looks like there's going to be I wonder if there's going to be a delay of game here. We have to wait for that back judge. They start at 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Set of man in motion will be Pelletier. He's looking. He throws. That's going to be complete to Kasserman. He's going to catch it to the 31-yard line. It's going to be just enough for a first down. That was a well-designed play there, Coach.
I don't think he got the first down.
No,
Yeah,
they're giving it to him. They're giving it to him.
Yeah, that was a bootleg by Pelletier.
Looked like they did a good job of actually getting him to his space. I mean, how many times do you see that where the receiver catches it and then falls down a yard from the first down? That case, you know, he actually did a good job, Kasserman, of getting to the stick, knowing where the stick was, and moving the change. Looks like they're going to go with a triple I here, Coach. Is that a thing?
Full eye.
They call that the full eye. All right, that's good. That is going to be a handoff
Oh,
to
boy.
Walsh, and that is going to be a full eye, a full punch to the eye of Edward Little. Touchdown, Deering, 31 yards. And the Rams are on the board. It's 6-0 with 5:14 remaining in the first quarter.
And who is that again?
That was that was Walsh, number 44, Ryan Walsh. That must be nice as a running back, just to find that little hole there, and you get 2 guys escorting right in front of you.
Yeah, 2 backs in front. That's one of the things that the full eye does for you.
Extra point attempt. Pelletier will hold it. Bell almost gets in there and blocks it, but he does not. Omed Habibzi was on the kick, and it was good. 7-0 Deering. We'll take a break on the radio side of things. It's the Central Maine Community College Ham and Lumber Game of the Week video stream on mbr.org. We'll be right back. Of course, here on the video side of things, we'll continue now. That was quite a play setup there, Coach.
Well, the full eye is something that not a lot of people use. I used to use it. Kenny Perrone up at Brewer was a full eye guy, and it allows you to run your whole offense out of that formation. So it's very difficult to key on where you're going and what you're going to do, because you can have 3 guys going in 3 different directions if you want to. But in that play right there, they use the two kids up front to escort him into the end zone. But it's an interesting formation. Do a lot of different things out of it.
Welcome back to the Central Maine Community College Ham and Lumber Game of the Week. Matt Boutwell, Mike Haley. Deering kicking off here to Edward Little. That is going to be returned for the Eddies by Josh Kaiser. He's going to get up past the 30. They'll mark him at the 33-yard line. Deering on the board, courtesy of a 31-yard touchdown run by Ryan Walsh. No relation to Brandon or Brenda. Edward Little moved the ball successfully on their first drive. It got inside the 5-yard line, but C.J. Gibson fumbled into the end zone. So Edward Little takes over again, knowing they can move the ball, but not able to seal the deal.
They've been haunted by that all season long. Fumbles, interceptions.
Game against Chevrolet is the one that stands out to me.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I think if they win that football game, Coach, I think they're probably up at the top now in that second spot, maybe even the first. Hartley back to pass, has a man. and he is gonna get clocked.
Boy, that was a collision right there.
Tyler Blanchard got whacked.
That was your collision of the.
That was definitely the collision of the
them.
game. I'll talk about that in just a moment. Nice play there by Mason Kasserman, who's making a name for himself in this one. Big catch on the offensive side, and then a huge hit there on Blanchard.
It's the same play they got the very first play they ran when they had the nice run. If he'd got by that guy,
he'd still be running.
He'd be down on South Main Street now.
Maybe not with this traffic.
Well,
second and 13, handoff, Bigos. He gets tackled up around the neck area, and he manages to fall forward and get back past the original line of scrimmage by a yard, or they'll actually mark him at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a gain of 3, and it will be 3rd and 10 for the Eddies. 4:10 remaining, clock ticking in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Deering. Hartley looks over to the sidelines for the play call. Blanchard, Gibson, Bell, Blanchard, Gibson, and Bell over to the Trips right. Bigos in the backfield looking for someone to block. Hartley
there he goes.
Gets Blanchard out in the flat. Nice spin move. Up to the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. And I think the way the tackle went, he actually got kind of German suplex there past the first down marker. And sometimes the momentum of the tackle can carry you for that extra yards, and that's what happened there. That's a good individual effort by Blanchard.
Yeah. He's been that top ball carrier so far. No question about that.
He has definitely had the nimble feet moving up and down here. Edward Little looking to improve their playoff positioning and get ahead. And, of course, Deering looking to rebound after last week's loss to Oxford Hills. That pass by Hartley is complete. That's out to Blanchard, and he fumbles.
There we go again.
And that is going to be recovered.
There we go.
That'll be recovered there by who else? Mason Kasserman has been a one-man wrecking crew against Edward Little in 2 Edward Little drives.
Boy.
Plenty of yards,
Boy.
ending in turnovers. 3:27 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 Deering over EL.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Manny. That is a real nutcracker when that happens to you. Japers.
Especially on the second drive of the series,
I
you've
know.
already given up one.
And two really good completions. Hartley's right on tonight.
Walsh out of the triple I gets into Edward Little territory down to the 48-yard line, but my guess is that's going to be in the vicinity of holding, and it is. So we'll see how far back Deering goes. 3:21 remaining in the first quarter. Deering leads Edward Little by a score of 7-0. Senior night here at Walton Field. Had the senior game festivities before the game. Lots of carnations given out tonight. Lots of carnations. Yellow roses, whatever they might be.
Whatever they were.
They're going to move them all the way back to the 37-yard line. So Deering now has to get to the Edward Little 44 for a first down.
Full eye again. Back in the full eye.
That's 3
now
in a row out of
toss.
That. They go with a toss to Walsh out of the full line. He actually runs into Salamone and gets out to the 42-yard line. And if he doesn't run into Salamone, he's probably still running.
Yeah.
Deering's found something with that full eye.
Well, they found 2 backs leading through the hole, leading around the corner or wherever they're going. That's unless you're ready for it. Takes a big adjustment.
Pelletier under center. Full eye. And that'll be another pitch.
Same play.
And that will be to Walsh off the left side. He's going to get to the 50, continue trucking inside the 50, down to the 47-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and 3rd and 4 here for Deering. Big hit on that play by Edward Little, but Walsh was not coughing that ball up.
Well, Walsh made a nice cut there. Got his shoulders turned upfield and started to go back across the floor. And one man, I think he would have popped that one too.
7-0 Deering, 2:07 remaining in the first quarter. Send a man in motion. And that is going to be a handoff. That'll be to number 22, Casey Anthony.
Right up
inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That'll be more than enough for a first down on 3rd and 4. And Edward Little not having any success stopping this Deering run.
No.
Totally different Deering squad than what took the field last week against Oxford Hills. You wonder how many snaps Pelletier ended up taking this week.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure he's a little bit more prepared this week than he would have been last week.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Well, he got prepared on the run last week.
Yeah.
He got thrown into fire.
And apparently there's a penalty flag down, and that's going to move everything back. I didn't see the flag.
I didn't
to
either.
be honest with you, Coach
No.
Haley. Usually there's...
What the heck is that?
There was an illegal motion penalty, and
God.
they're going to move him back to the 47-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd and 9.
You mean he made that much on that run?
Yeah, that was a
Wow.
big run. He only had to get to the, he was at the
I know he
48-yard line.
only had 4 yards to go.
I wonder if Deering's going to go back to the run here. We'll see. They're up by 7-0 over Edward Little. Minute 45 and the clock ticking here in the first quarter. Deering going left to right for you radio folk out there who are not watching on the video stream at mbr.org. Pelletier gets a snap, looks back, throws, has a man, and that's going to be over the head of Salamone, incomplete. Every year, Deering has a really good tight end, kind of fullback hybrid, and this is no different. Salamone, if that ball stayed up in the air about another half second, he's probably going to catch that in stride.
Yep. Remember we said how long has Pelletier had to get together with these receivers, you know?
A little bit different for him at this point.
Yeah, you aren't kidding it is.
That was a huge penalty because now Edward Little can actually take a breath. 4th and 9, 1:29 remaining in the first quarter. They're down 7-0. 2 turnovers already for the Eddies. They're looking to get retracked. Punt is away by Walsh and was
not a very good one.
That was one of those that when you hit that out of the tee box, it goes right into the woods. That's pretty much what happened. It hit at the 35. Actually, they're going to mark that out at the 33-yard line, and that's going to go directly sideways and hit a couple of Deering cheerleaders.
Yep.
Minute 20 remaining in the first quarter. Deering leads Edward Little 7-0, and Garrett Hartley and the Eddies offense takes the field, looking to change the ending of this drive as opposed to the first two, which both ended in fumbles. The first one, a fumble by Gibson
33-yard
at the 33, and the second one, a fumble by Tyler Blanchard. The Gibson one was a killer because it was inside the 5-yard line on the opening drive of the game. Hartley back to pass, and that's going to be Blanchard. That's going to be tipped. It's going to be picked off, and then it's going to be fumbled again, and Deering is going to land on it. That is going to be picked up there by number 23, Josiah Melanson. It was a backwards pass. Huge play by Deering, and 3 turnovers to start this game for Edward Little. The official actually pointed that it was a backwards pass when it got tipped. C.J. Gibson is imploring to the official that it was tipped forward, but he is having none of it. It is Deering football. They are at the Edward Little 21-yard line with 1:11 remaining in the first quarter, and nothing has gone right in the first quarter here for Edward Little.
Sure hasn't.
Full eye. 3 backs in the backfield. Handoff is going to be to Walsh.
They're sending now. EL's sending some guys now. They're not sitting there waiting for them to come to them.
Let's see where that would change things up a little bit there. Nice tackle, and under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. But that can also kind of open things up, Coach, to where they start tightening things up a little bit. Pelletier already showed that, you know, he might be able to hit Salamone coming off the side here off the tight end.
That was a bootleg that he ran on one of his past completions, so he starts to bootleg and keep it. It'll be danger.
Pelletier with a pitch to Walsh. He's going to have some running room on the outside. He's going to cut it back inside. He's going to get stacked up there at the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 4, and that is Brushwine on the tackle, and that is probably going to be the last play of the quarter here unless Deering decides they want to do anything. They will not. That will be the last play of the quarter. 7-0 Deering with a lead over Edward Little. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week here on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 and AM 1240. Shout out to those folks joining us on WZAN, ESPN 101.5 and 970 in Portland. And the video stream at mbr.org is presented by OA. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on the radio side of things with the second quarter next. course, want to remind all of our folks listening on the video stream, the MBR Game of the Week is presented by OA. Ortho Access in Portland is Maine's first urgent care walk-in clinic for immediate assessment and treatment of sports and activity-related injuries. It is open 6 days a week. For hours, visit orthoaccess.com. Moody's Collision Center, by the way, we did have our collision of the game already, which, that doesn't happen very often, but Tyler Blanchard and Mason Kasserman met out in the flat. Huge collision there.
Collision.
I think it might have affected Blanchard on the next play because he was a little bit loose with the ball control there and then fumbled on the next play. So Mason Kasserman with the Moody's Collision of the game. Moody's with 11 locations in Maine. You better take it to Moody's online at moodyscollision.com. About ready to get
Deering has shown the full eye and the spread, and they've been having some really good luck with the full eye. Looks like they're going to continue it. Yep, they're in it again. All three guys, no, two guys up, one guy down.
Start of the second quarter, Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Handoff to Walsh up the middle, gets inside the 10, down to about the 7, and that'll be more than enough for a Deering first down. And I see no flags on this one.
No.
Not saved by the penalty there was Edward Little. They trailed Deering 7-0 here in the second quarter, and they're in more trouble as Deering knocking on the door at the 7-yard line, going right to left on your radio dial. If you're watching on video, you don't have a radio dial, but if you did, that's where they would be going to. Pelletier under center, hands it off. That'll be Walsh. He's going to keep trucking in. He's going to get inside the 5 and down to the 3-yard line. Make a 2nd and goal from the 3. 11:25 remaining here in the first half. 7-0 Deering. If you're just joining us, Edward Little has had 3 drives. They've had a fumble end each of the 3 drives. The first one was fumbled into the end zone for a touchback. The second was fumbled at midfield. And the third was a backwards pass that got picked up by Deering. Not the best first quarter. Still only down 7-0 if they could hold off Deering here. 2nd and goal from the 3. Full eye formation. That is going to be a handoff that is not going to go anywhere. That was Isaiah Anthony.
He gave the second man in the eye that time, not the deep man. Yeah.
Gave it to a different guy. Did not get the results they wanted there.
No. Well, they only got one. Oh, we got one guy leading him.
It's actually going to be a loss of 1 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 4.
I think they're probably figuring that EL's keying the tailback, and they did tailback going opposite. So now there's a toss.
Pitch to Walsh. She's going to cut it up.
Cut back.
Back and in.
Yep.
Touchdown, Deering. Walsh with some nice patient running, and Deering is taking advantage of every single Edward Little mistake.
Sure are, boy.
It is now 13-0 with 10:18 remaining in the first quarter here at Walton Field on senior night. Extra point is pending as Omed Habibzi will come in to kick it. Habibzi waiting for it. Pelletier, nice hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. 14-0. Deering with the lead over Edward Little. 10:18 remaining in the first half. We'll be right back in 30 seconds on the radio side of things on Maine's Big Z 105.5 and AM 1240, and our friends in Portland as well, ESPN 101.5. Also want to continue to thank our sponsors here on the video side of things. Timeout. Brought to you by Affordable Water Treatment of Maine and Maine Radon Pro. They offer both a residential and commercial water treatment and radon air mitigation services. Just one call. They treat it all. Online at affordablewatertreatmentofmaine.com. And of course, check out mbr.org tomorrow morning. Daily scores, live and on-demand video and audio. Support your team at mbr.org.
Turnovers.
Welcome back. Turnovers are killing them. Edward Little is not having a good go of it. Three possessions, 3 turnovers. Blanchard
he's a tough
trying
runner.
to change some things up here on the return. He's going to get it out to the 39-yard line as Deering kicks off. Edward Little will take over at their own 39-yard line, down only 14-0, and as bad as that sounds, it could be worse.
Oh yeah, the field position hasn't been too bad for either team. They haven't had to drive 80 or 90 yards.
Hartley comes into the huddle.
He's had a good game so far.
He really has.
Yeah, he's thrown the ball well.
He's done everything he's needed to do, but 3 fumbles have
No.
been the undoing for this squad. This definitely Edward Little needs a big play here, and they need to find the end zone. And that snap
High
is high.
snap.
Hartley's just going to take it himself and fall forward for a gain of 4. It's nice to have an athletic kid like that that can snag that down, but that play was doomed from the start when that happened.
Yeah. Well, he did what he should have done. He ran to the point of attack. He didn't hand it off, obviously, but he went to where it was going to be blocked for the guy that was going to take the ball.
14-0, Deering with the lead. 9:40 remaining in the first half. Matt Boutwell, Mike Haley with you here. Miles Sullivan keeping us on the air back at the headquarters on the corner of Center and Bradman. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Bigos in the back next to Hartley. Hartley's going to have to get away from Salamone, and he's going to run it out to the 48-yard line, and he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down, gain of 5. That'll stop the clock with 9:20 remaining in the first half. And
Felt that pressure from behind. Did you see him? That's a quarterback trait. You can feel where that pressure's coming. You know how much time you're going to have. Oh boy, offsides here.
Grant Hartley, the junior quarterback, with the hard count, apparently fooled his own team with a false start. So 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and 6, 3rd and a long 6. 9:20 remaining in the first half, 14-0 Deering over Edward Little. Well, you know what that Queen song is, Coach Haley. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. That's the actual, it's the opening line. That's one of the opening lines in the song.
Very true.
Right now, Edward Little could be singing that all the way
Very
to
true.
the post game. Things don't get righted quickly. 14-0. Edward Little down to Deering. Hartley back to pass. Shotgunned that one, but it was too high for Bell. Incomplete. Stops the clock with 9:15 remaining in the first half. And Edward Little, good news is that drive did not end on a turnover. The bad news is the drive ended without a score. They're going to have to kick off now to Deering, trailing 14-0.
Just overshot that a little. That was a hitch or a comeback. Guy was open.
Tyler Holland will be punting. Punt is away. Pretty decent kick. And that'll be Kasserman. He's going to stop and catch that at the 35. Then he's going to reverse field to the 40, to the 45, stops, gets to the 50, and into Edward Little territory to the 49-yard line.
Boy, oh boy.
Deering starts with tremendous field position, so even though that drive didn't end in a turnover, it's going to feel like it did.
Yeah, you're right.
Edward Little back on their heels again, having to defend it in their own territory. Deering will start at the EL 49-yard line, 8:58 remaining in the first half. Deering looking to make it 14-0. Try to get you some other scores from around the state if you're looking to see what's going on tonight on 92.7. That game is on the Ox Wyndham and Oxford Hills. Also, Poland and Mountain Valley is on 100.7.
Shift from the full eye to wishbone.
And that's going to be a handoff to Walsh. And that was just a different spot to give the ball to Walsh. And he got it up to the 40. They're going to mark him at the 40-yard line, gain of 9.
He is a hard running back. And he's not a big guy. So he's kind of tough to see initially. He's a good runner.
19-0. Mountain Valley leads Poland in the first half.
Back in the full eye. Shifting out, wishbone, motion.
Pelletier's going to send Walsh in motion. That will be a pitch. And that'll be a nice run there up to the 35 to the 34-yard line there as Robbie Dacey, senior running back and safety, in this situation, playing the running back role, gets it, and they'll mark him at the 35-yard line. That'll be more than enough for a first down. It's 1st and 10 for Deering. 8:14 on the clock running here in the first half. Second quarter, 14-0. Deering with a lead over Edward Little here at Walton Field on senior night. What started off with a nice opening drive for Edward Little ended with a fumble into the end zone, and here we are. That will be a handoff to the middle back there in the backfield.
No, that was out of the wishbone too. They shifted. They found something they like. They're going to use it.
That was Isaiah Anthony. Up to the 40. Deering never has a shortage of athletes, Coach Taylor. Never has a shortage of
They
athletes.
got a lot of people to choose from down there, boy. I'll tell you. But you look at this team with the athletes they have here, and then check out Portland's. They're the same thing.
That's going to be a handoff to Wall. She's going to get up the middle, and he's going to continue to carry the pile. They'll stop him at the 10-yard line, excuse me, the 20-yard line. More than enough for a first down. Gain of 10. Edward Little having no luck stopping this Deering running attack.
No, that play right there has the effect of a counter because it's an inside handoff, and the halfback from the opposite side is going. It's like and then you get the onside halfback leading them through. It's a tough play.
They go to the wishbone.
Now
That'll be a counter play to
better-
Anthony. Nice spin move by him. He'll get to the 19-yard line, gain of 1. All sorts of action, but only 1 yard gained.
Yeah.
Good look out there by Edward Little. Kobe Bullock doing a good job there on the offensive line, along with on the defensive line,
The
along
old
with 79
saying-
Alex Merchant.
You key the back, deepest remaining back. He come, I come. And that's what happened that time.
Pelletier hands it off to Walsh.
Oh,
Walsh
nice
gets
play.
stacked up at the line.
Nice play.
Everybody was involved with that one. That included number 74 Bullock, who has had enough, I believe. Also Tyson Cody in on that play as well. 6:05 remaining in the second quarter. 14-0 Deering. Deering has the ball at the Edward Little, just inside the Edward Little 20. We'll say it's the 19 and a half.
Hope they
Deering
can-
taking a little while on this play call here.
Hope they can, it's probably going to be a pass. Hope they can keep the good defensive effort that they've had so far in this drive.
Not sure of Habibi's kicking range here, but probably 4-down territory.
Yeah, it's a pass.
Pelletier looking to pass. He's going to throw. He has a man in the end zone. Incomplete.
All right, boy. That was a back out of the backfield in motion.
That was intended for Casey Anthony, but it was broken up by number 26, Tyler Holland. Good job by him
That was.
getting underneath it and batting that down with the two hands. A lot of times, the receiver is able to get over the top, or it's called the defensive pass interference.
Yeah.
In that case, good job by Holland to make sure that Anthony didn't catch it.
Receiver was much bigger than Holland, but Holland had good initial position.
Take a quick time out on the radio side of things. It's Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Maine's Big Z video, mbr.org. Also for Portland friends down on ESPN 101.5. We'll be right back. I want to thank all of our sponsors for making these video streams possible. Find Daily Scores live and on-demand video and audio, and support your team at mbr.org, Maine's best resource for sports. Back on the radio side in just a moment. Welcome back to the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Maine's Big Z, 105.5 and AM 1240. Online at mainsbigz.com. Video stream at mbr.org. That video stream presented by OA.
Yeah.
And also shout out to our friends down in Portland listening on ESPN 101.5. Deering fans happy to hear this one up 14-0. 5:31 remaining here in the first half. 4th and 10 at the Edward Little 20. They send a man in motion, and they're going
Oh,
to
hey, he's
throw it
wide
up the
open.
middle, right into the seam. They
Wide-
had everybody going in one direction, and they passed it to the other. Robbie Dacey, 20-yard touchdown pass from Pelletier, 20-0 Deering, 5:26 remaining in the first half. And when you take a timeout, Coach, that is the play you want
Yeah.
run out of that,
Yeah, you're not
especially
kidding.
successfully.
You aren't kidding. That shows you that they did have something up their sleeve. But that was a good. They haven't attacked that seam all game, and that was a good time to do it.
Tell you what, I don't think Edward Little's going to send Oxford Hills any thank you cards for beating Deering last week. That kick by Habibzi
No
is going to
good.
bounce off the crossbar. No good. We'll take a quick break and come back with a kickoff in 30 seconds right here on Maine's Big Z.
Who was that? What was the number?
Dacey, 33. Getting everything caught up here on the video side of things. In the Mechanic Savings Bank broadcast booth. Visit them online at mechanicsavingsbank.com. NBR Game of the Week also presented by OA Ortho Access. It's open on Sewell Street in Portland 6 days a week for your sprains, strains, or pains. Find them online for hours, orthoaccess.com. Salamone ready to kick off for Deering. It's been a trend in this first half. 21-0. Deering leads Edward Little.
Salomon's a load.
Certainly is.
He's done well. He's done well on defense.
He's going to go with the old spin kick there. That'll be fielded by Gibson at the 25. He's going to bounce it out to the right side, out to the 40, to the 41. He's going to run into the bench and to the trash can, but he's going to bounce right back up. And still plenty of time to get back in this one with 5:18 remaining in the first half. But, you know, I don't want to say apocalypse now, Coach, but you better get moving if you're Edward Little.
Better be thinking about it, yeah.
20-0 Deering with the lead.
I thought they were going to stop him on that last drive. They had a good defensive effort. Thank you.
Well, people getting you water? It's
Yeah,
nice.
Why not?
Glad people are taking care of you. Grant Hartley in the pistol. Pitch to Blanchard. He's going to bounce out to the left. Spin back. Reverse
Blanchard.
direction and shift up to the 44-yard line. Be a gain of 3. That was a whole lot of action for just 3 yards, Coach.
He's pretty shifty back,
Yeah.
though.
I mean, a lot of backs would have been stopped
Yeah.
for about a 2-yard loss on that play.
Yeah, he's done well. He's made that first guy miss and sometimes the second guy.
Edward Little received the opening kickoff and turned it over into the end zone, so imperative they get a score here before the end of the half. They're probably going to need to do it on this drive. Pitch to Blanchard, bounces it out to the outside. He's going to get into Deering territory to the 48-yard line. More than enough for a first down, gain of 8. And that was just pure speed right there because it looked like he was going to be brought down in the backfield, and it didn't happen.
He had the wide side, though. See, that's how to utilize your field. Utilize your field position. When you got a guy with speed like that, let him run.
Hartley in the wishbone pistol, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Hand off to Blanchard.
he
he fumbles
fumbles
again, but it bounced right back to
boy.
him. I don't know what is
Holy
going
mackerel.
on out there. I don't know if that thing is in olive oil or what, but ball bounces down to the 40-yard line, so Blanchard will fall on
Boy.
it there. Gain of 8, but all
Hey,
sorts of ball
Liz.
control issues tonight for Edward Little.
It's too bad. He's had a good game up to now, but
That was a second fumble. Luckily, he was able to recover this one.
yeah.
Handoff. Bigos is going to go up the middle. He's going to
That's-
find some running room. He's going to bowling ball a couple of folks down to the 25-yard line. Gain of 15 yards.
That's what you need.
That's exactly what you need. Excuse me, that's going to be a gain of 10. Pardon me. I wanted to give him a little too much. Deering taking a timeout there. You got a player over on the sidelines taking a knee. Now, I don't want to get too anything, but he got over to the side there and he took the knee, and that might have slowed down the. Oh, now he's okay. Now the elbow's okay. Now I don't want to imply anything, but
No, but I know what you're implying.
And that he just got
And
got the old helmet tap. Like, good job, good job. I don't want to say that things are slowing down a little bit,
Yeah.
but sometimes your defense needs a breather after giving up a couple of big runs. 3:55 remaining in the first half, 20-0 Deering, and now Deering will take a timeout. We'll take a quick break. On the radio side of things, you're listening to the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week video stream presented by OA.
I think they will minus a guy. That guy that got hurt,
I think he came right off
in
the field.
quotation marks hurt,
Yeah.
he he wasn't replaced. So
Right.
They were playing 10 on 11.
Well, it was good by them to catch it
Yeah.
when they did. If not, that probably wouldn't have worked out so well for them.
No, it wouldn't have worked very well.
Of course, the way it's been working for Edward Little tonight, who knows? It might have worked out okay. We're in the
Boy.
Mechanics Savings Bank broadcast booth. Visit them online at mechanicsavingsbank.com. Our Moody's collision of the game, well, that's already happened. Moody's at 11 locations in Maine. You better take it to Moody's online at moodyscollision.com.
Well, you know, this shows right here the tail of the tape. This is Deering. 7 plays, 5 plays, 6 plays, 8 plays, and scored 3 out of the 4 times.
Welcome back to the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Matt Boutwell, Mike Haley with you here. Deering leads Edward Little 20-0, 3:51 remaining in the second quarter. Hartley trying to get his Edward Little Red Eddies in the end zone. 4 drives, 3 turnovers, 1 punt here for the Eddies.
Pistol for EL.
Kind of a tight trips there. They're going to throw it out, and that'll be incomplete. It's intended for Thomas, but I think that was more of a throwaway than anything else. I think that was more intended for the sidelines, just to start that play all over again. 3:45 remaining in the first half,
Well,
2nd and 10.
That's where the gorilla came from, wasn't it?
That-
Right
no,
down-
the gorilla
down in
actually,
there?
no, it was down at the 43, actually.
Really?
That was bizarre. Yeah,
Oh.
I still
Yeah.
unsure what happened there.
Yeah. Well, EL's in the pistol and Deering's in a 52.
Trips to the left for Edward Little. Hartley back to pass,
Oh.
throws. That was low, but Blanchard managed to hang on to it, it looked like. And that will be complete down to the 24-yard line. Gain of 6. Nice catch there by Blanchard to keep that from hitting the ground. Sets up a 3rd and 4.
Blanchard's had a heck of a game so far. He's really done. He's caught balls. He's returned kicks. He's run the football well. Good half.
Bigos in the backfield. They will hand it off to him. He will get stopped in the backfield. And that was Salamone on that defensive tackle.
He got him before he got going full speed.
He gained about a half a yard on that play, so it's going to make it 4th and a long 3 here for the Eddies.
Definitely in a 4-down zone here.
2:50 remaining in the fourth quarter, 20-0. Deering with the lead over Edward Little. Hartley barks out the signals. 3 receivers to the right. Throw is incomplete.
Rough, huh?
Through the hands of Max Bell. He was guarded closely there by number 22, Casey Anthony, but it was not enough as Bell was unable to haul that one in. Wasn't sure if he tried to take off running before he caught it or what happened there, but it went
Boy.
through his hands, and another promising Edward Little drive ends without a score.
Yep.
20-0. Deering with the lead, 2:34 remaining in the first half.
Been inside the 20 twice.
And now, if you're the Edward Little defense, all sorts of pressure on you because if Deering scores here, they can get the ball to start the second half. Pelletier under center, going with the full eye, and Walsh was unable to hold his water there. That'll be a 5-yard false start. And he kind of was like, looked like he was okay. He's like he was just he was
Leaning.
about a half a step early.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he knew he was going to get the ball.
That's exactly.
Didn't want to be late.
He knew that he was going to be handling it. So
penalty against Deering. To remain first down, 1st and 15.
Didn't want to be late for that one.
does anyone want to be late for that?
No, not when
course
you
not.
get in the football, you don't.
No.
2 minutes, 33 seconds.
2 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the first half. It's 20-0. Pelletier back to pass, throws, Salamone incomplete into triple coverage. That could have been dangerous.
Yep.
Thomas and Holland were all over him, along with number 21 Mason Brushwine, but Salamone still was able to almost get a hand on
I
it
know.
there, Coach.
He's a big guy. He is a load.
Certainly is.
You don't bounce him around either. You know, they were hitting him all the way up and down. No, he's a man.
2:27 remaining in the first half. That'll be a run. And that was Walsh. He's going to get to the 20-yard line, and Edward Little's going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well on the radio side of things. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Maine's Big Z. It's Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Want to remind you that these timeouts for water breaks are brought to you by Affordable Water Treatment of Maine and the Maine Radon Pro. They offer both residential and commercial water treatment and radon air mitigation services. Just one call. They treat it all online at affordablewatertreatmentofmaine.com. Our pregame show, if you missed it, well, we had senior night and everything else happening. That's brought to you by the Sunday River Brewing Company. They're open 7 days a week, starting at 6 a.m. Find their beer, breakfast, and dinner menus at SundayRiverBrewingCompany.com.
This was a real strategic timeout because we've got 3rd and 12. If they can hold them, then they get a good chance of catching that punt and jamming it back down in there. This is important to take that timeout, plus it saves time for when they get the ball too.
Edward Little taking a timeout. We are back on the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 at AM 1240. Video stream, that's presented by OA, and that's on mbr.org. Also want to welcome in our Deering fans tonight, listening on ESPN 101.5 down in Portland. Deering leads 20-0. There's 2:18 remaining in the first half. It's 3rd and 12 for Deering. And I believe that's going to be a neutral zone infraction against Edward Little, unless there's a false start. No, it'll be a neutral zone infraction. So instead of 3rd and 12, it'll be 3rd and 7. A small mistake, but coach, a mistake you don't want to see if you're Edward Little because you've already had the fumbles and the turnovers and everything else.
See, that rule is kind of nebulous because you can go in the zone and get a 5-yard penalty. You can go in the zone and touch somebody and get a 5-yard penalty. And on one they stop the play, and on the other they let it go. So it's kind of a loosey-goosey rule.
Speaking of loosey-goosey, you remember the hokey pokey?
Yep.
You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out.
Yeah.
Well, Deering and Edward Little just hokey pokeyed 5-yard penalties because Deering got busted for a
that's right.
little false start there, little illegal procedure. So what was 3rd and 12 became a 3rd and 7, is now a 3rd and 12. 2:16 remaining in the first half. It's the second quarter. Ball's at the 20-yard line for Deering. They lead 20-0 over Edward Little here at Walton Field on senior night. Pitch is going to go to Walsh, and he's going to get tripped up in the backfield. He'll gain about 2 after he falls forward.
Out of the full eye again.
That'll make it 4th and 10 with 2:10 remaining in the first half. But Edward Little will take their second time out.
Again,
we'll keep it right here on the radio side of things.
Again, for the same reason. You know, that's they want to save the time, plus they want to try to get good field position, hopefully, for them.
Well, and this is the first time in a long time they haven't had to have timeouts used on play calling or not getting a play in time or anything like that. So first time in a couple of weeks that's happened. So trying to get you some scores from around the area here shortly. We'll have those for the half, obviously, because halftime coming right up. Cape Elizabeth leading Yarmouth 33-0. Mountain Valley leads Poland 39-0 at the half. Kennebunk leads Biddeford 6-0 at the 7-0 at the half.
That's a big.
Mount Blue trails Brunswick 43-7. That's late in the first half. And Oak Hill leads Dirigo 14-6 late in the first half. I'll have more scores for you at halftime. Deering punting as we get back here to game action. And that block is going to be blocked. What a block. goodness gracious.
Did they? You know, I was going to mention, I thought they were lining up a little bit too close to the line. Yes, they were. Yes.
Right.
They're only about 10 yards. Usually you go 12 to 13 yards.
I'm just waiting for Bim Gibson to tell me who 42 is. You don't know either. Okay, yeah, he's not in the program, but it was a tremendous play. Oh, goodness gracious.
Where are we?
Came in completely unblocked. The ball now down at the 7-yard line. First and goal for Edward Little, 2:05 remaining in the first half. This is huge. Bigos goes up the middle, and he's going to get stomped at the 5, gain of 2.
Boy, if they can punch one in before half, that's going to really be a momentum changer.
That is really going to change some
Really
things up.
is.
You know, that's happened a lot for Edward Little in
Yep.
this season in terms of things not going the way at the end of the first half. And, of course, nothing has gone their way here in the first half.
Or the beginning of the second half. Like they had a great play.
Bigos with a nice spin move, and he keeps the center of gravity low, and he gains a lot of yardage there. It gets down to about the 2. It's going to be third and goal from the 2. Minute 25 clock ticking.
They had a great play against Portland right before the half. Came out, first play, Portland scores. That
Right.
broke the momentum, you know, just a. Timeout.
That'll be a timeout there.
EL, that must be their last timeout.
Nothing gained on that play. Short run, and it's going to be fourth and goal from the 1. A minute 13 remaining in the first half. We will keep it right here. Coach, what are you doing in a situation like this? You got a quarterback like Hartley that you know can pass. You haven't been super duper duper successful running the ball on each play, and I don't know. I almost feel like you want to have 3 receivers out to one side so you can give Hartley some options and extend the play if need be.
Seeing Hartley do what he does so well, and that's throwing, and he throws well on the run, I'd roll out to 2 or 3 receivers, give him the option of throwing or keeping. But
I'd like to see them maybe start with trips and then move somebody in motion over to the left. That way they have to leak somebody out to the left and make some decisions. Instead, what they're going to do here is they're going to go 4 wide.
Yep. Motion.
Now they're going to motion Blanchard to
3 to
trips
one
right.
side.
And they're going to throw that, and that
He's
is
open.
going to be a complete
Wide
touchdown. Tyler Blanchard,
Nice.
right in front of Mason Kasserman, and the Eddies on the board. A minute and 5 seconds remaining. Clock will stop at some point, I assume, but it's 20-6. Deering with a 14-point lead here in the first half. It was 20-0, Deering with the lead, and then Hartley to Blanchard for a 2-yard touchdown, 20-6. That block punt really changed some things up. The officials talking about what they're going to do to reset the clock because the clock never stopped. The play ended with 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining in the first half, and it continued on until there was 53.1 seconds remaining in the first half. So doesn't look like they're going to change anything here on the clock time.
What are you talking about? It always stops on a touchdown. For
yeah,
crying out
it didn't
loud.
that time. 13 seconds ran off. No,
Hey,
nothing there. Hartley's going to line up for the 2-point conversion into the end zone, and that is
Got
caught.
it.
Complete to who else but Tyler Blanchard.
Again.
He makes up for the earlier fumble,
Yep.
and it is 21-8. The scoreboard all messed up. 20-8, excuse me. 20-8. Deering with the lead over Edward Little. 53.1 seconds remaining in the first half.
That's more like it.
53.1 seconds remaining according to the clock. All sorts of concern up here in the press box about it. We will take a break in just a moment for halftime. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM 1240. Video stream presented by OA. That is on mbr.org. And want to welcome in our friends
Like
on
to have,
ESPN 101.5 and ESPN 970 out of Portland.
I'd like to have a replay on that to find out if if the officials made a signal to stop the clock.
Would have thought they did.
Yeah, it's a touchdown for crying out loud.
Little pooch kick.
Yeah.
Kind of an interesting
trouble.
little scoop there. That was a really good
Hey.
punt. That was a really good kick there.
Yes, it was.
But it was not to be. Nice play there by Kasserman to field that. Kasserman just finds his way around the ball.
Yeah, he sure
That's
does.
all night. Minute and 7 seconds remaining in the first half. They did put the 14 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah.
And now the fans are at a little like, where's the clock go? Where'd all that time come from?
Here we go again, huh? Boy.
Oh, this stuff never happens, Coach Ayers.
Oh, it doesn't?
Never happens. No, never.
Never say never.
Never.
Never say never, hon.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink is right. Boy.
Deering takes over at their own 43-yard line. A minute 7 remaining in the first half. It's 20-8. Deering with the lead. Pelletier back to pass. Throws it to his left. That was a nice catch there on a toughly thrown ball. Randy Rarn.
Almost broken up by number 90.
Looked like it was going to get picked off, but
Yeah.
Rarn was able to jump on it out to the
Almost.
46. Gain of 4, and Pelletier will spike it. 49.3 seconds remaining, and it will be third and 7 for Deering. They lead 20-8.
You got to get that pass called.
Deering only has 1 timeout remaining. Edward Little has 1 timeout remaining as well.
It's a different formation for them. We got twins out here.
Pelletier looking, throws, has a man.
Underneath.
That's going to be complete. That'll be Kasserman. He's going to spin out, and he is going to
What
stay inbounds.
Heck is he doing?
And then you've got a flag thrown.
had plenty of chances to step out of bounds.
Well, once he figured out he was going to be short, he stayed inbounds. But then with 37.4 seconds left, there's a penalty thrown in the air after the play. And it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on Edward Little. I don't know what happened, but the official deemed it worthy. So Deering going to get 15 yards. And once again, yet another Edward Little. We're not
Mistake.
even close to Christmas, but it's the giving season for them today.
Yeah,
Turnovers and now this huge 15-yard penalty, which might allow Deering to continue their drive.
Yeah, Deering's right up, call the play. They're right up on the ball. They're not going to lose any time.
They wind the clock, and Pelletier will spike
same
it.
thing again.
35.2 seconds remaining.
They can't have any timeouts left.
They only have 1 left, I believe.
What? Are you
I
sure?
thought they had 1.
Well, geez, they spiked the ball twice.
I feel like the folks next to us, which may or may not be the Deering coaching staff, said something about it doesn't matter. We only have 1 timeout left. So
Wow.
that's my guess.
Saving it for a little bit later down the field, maybe?
Possibly. Ball at the 36-yard line of Edward Little. 2nd and 10. Pelletier with twins to the right. Looks out to the right. Throws it
Gets
up
hit.
in the air, and that's going to be incomplete.
Gets-
Pelletier got crunched.
He sure did. Number 79, backside.
Alex Merchant
Yeah.
took him right
He
down to the
did.
turf. 29.6 seconds remaining, and it's 3rd and 10 for Deering. Edward Little's defense been back on their heels most of the first half.
They did make a nice the last time, even though they scored on it.
They seem
did
to have
make
settled
a-
down.
Yeah, they did.
They're down 20-0, and then after the block punt, 20-8.
Spread with twins to the right. Here comes the yell. They got him.
And Pelletier is going to be under pressure,
They've
and
got
he
him.
is going to go down. There's going to be a gaggle of folks back there on that one.
They came.
And Alex Merchant led the way there. Also, Terrell Thomas was in on that. And with 10 seconds remaining, Edward Little will not take another timeout. And Deering is pretty much going to say they've got their last timeout, so we'll see if they run it off or not. Nope, they will take the timeout with 0.4 seconds remaining. They had their last timeout, and they're going to use it now. With 0.4 seconds remaining in the first half.
You know the golden rule of coaching? Because I've given you a lot of those lately.
Yeah, well, that's what you're here for.
Golden rule of coaching: never leave a timeout on the field.
I
Always use it.
thought those things came with like a 15% off coupon or something for pizza after the game, because I see a lot of coaches hang on to them like, what are you going
Boy,
home
oh
with your
boy.
2 timeouts for?
I'll tell you, boy, that's that's the thing that's one of the most frustrating things you can find is when you leave that timeout, you don't utilize it.
Stay tuned for the halftime show tonight. Procter & Gamble halftime show. We'll get you from some scores from around the area. We'll recap some of the action in the first half. Pelletier in the shotgun. He's going to have two receivers, twins out to the left, tight end out there as well.
Notice EL 4 deep, 4 straight along the back.
Pelletier under pressure, and that's going to be
right.
thrown out of bounds, incomplete. Nobody was going to be able to catch that one. Kasserman was in the area, but Gibson was all over that as well.
Don't let anybody get behind you.
And they didn't. And they didn't let anybody stay in bounds either.
No,
20-8 at halftime. Deering with the lead. We'll be back. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. The video stream, that's on mbr.org, and it's presented by OA. We will be back in 5. I want to thank everyone on the video side of things. Just want to run through our sponsors real quick on the video side of things. Ortho Access. Ortho Access in Portland is Maine's first urgent care walk-in clinic for immediate assessment and treatment of sports and activity-related injuries. They're open 6 days a week. For hours, visit orthoaccess.com. Ortho Access, of course, part of Orthopedic Associates. OA is our presenting sponsor. We're in the Mechanic Savings Bank broadcast booth. You can visit them online at mechanicsavings.bank.com. Moody's Collision Center collision of the game. It's brought to you by Moody's. Moody's with 11 locations in Maine. You better take it to Moody's online at moodyscollision.com.
A little tradition going on here.
A little bit.
See all the ankle biters on the field?
Yeah.
This is something that they've done since I've been coming to any game here. That's a long time.
They really have.
They play. They go out and play at halftime.
They should. They should. It's always good. I always like that during basketball games when they let them play on the court.
Yeah.
Moody's, of course, online, moodyscollision.com. Of course, we know about mbr.org. Find the daily scores live and on-demand video and audio and support your team at mbr.org, Maine's best resource for sports. Pre-game show was brought to you by the Sunday River Brewing Company. They're open 7 days a week, starting at 6 a.m. Find their beer, breakfast, and dinner menus at sundayriverbrewingcompany.com. Timeouts brought to you by Affordable Water Treatment of Maine and Maine Radon Pro. Just one call, they treat it all. They offer residential and commercial water treatment and radon air mitigation services online at affordablewatertreatmentofmaine.com. Coin flips are brought to you by Maine Athletic Fundraising. Maine Athletic Fundraising, the right choice for your fundraising needs. No risk, no upfront costs, and no minimums. Find out how they can help you at maineaf.com. We'll be back. I'm going to try to find a roster number. You can enjoy the halftime show there with the cheerleaders. We'll be back on mbr.org.
For EL.
Yeah, for us or for them? 42? Yeah. He's on their roster. He's been making plays left and right, too. Let me find out. Yeah, I didn't know he wasn't on their roster.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the band starts to set up, tonight we do want to recognize the senior members of the marching band and their parents. Their parents are here, they can stand up and wave as we call their name. We appreciate the time, energy, and commitment all of these students and parents have given over the years. As each name is called, we invite the parents to step forward. Our seniors, we have Hannah Arau. Her parents, Kevin and Jennifer
Ever since I
Arau.
had a mass release of 19-0.
We have Jameson Fuller. Parents, John and Robert.
Wells is crushing a boy who lost, so no surprise.
We have Donnie
Brunswick is
Peterson.
killing Mount Blue.
Stephen Amy Peterson. We have Ken Anderson.
This is the halftime show.
Just destroying Yarmouth.
All sorts of stuff going on at the halftime show here. Busy place here in the press box. No Ducks tonight, by the way. Marching band's going to play, though.
We have Dylan Pulver. Parents, George and Brandon Pulver. We have Haley Ryan. Parents, Sarah
Let's see if I go get that number for you. 42, you said, right?
We have Cody.
Also, 23.
Parents, Ron and Rosemary Malpass. And Michaela Sealis. And parents, Christine and Ted Sealis. Once again, let's hear it for the Emerald senior band members and their
Alex Cook, number 42, was the one who had the punt block there. Nice play by Alex Cook. He's been making plays this entire first half. And that's what we have the halftime show for. Yeah, he was the one who made the block, Coach Haley. Yep. Certainly was.
Closing with a well-loved Hallelujah, featuring trumpet players Ken Manderson and Matty Goodwin, and color guard soloist Taryn Demers. After the band performs, the band will be hosting a marching band show next Saturday here at Walton Field. Again, that's coming up.
Hopefully you're enjoying the halftime festivities. We'll be back in about a minute
Ladies and gentlemen, the Amarillo Marching Band.
here on the video stream. Live at Walton Field, it's halftime 20-8. Deering with the lead over Edward Little. Coming back in 10, yep. Welcome back on the radio side of things and on the video side of things. It's the Procter & Gamble halftime show. 20-8, Deering with the lead over Edward Little. Deering jumped out to a 20-0 lead, taking advantage of 3 Edward Little turnovers. I stole your pen.
Oh,
It's
okay.
there. We're good. Matt Boutwell, Mike Haley with you here. I stole his pen to write something down, then I didn't give it back. I actually stole a pen this week from another place, and I didn't find it until later on this week. And I'm like, man, did I really just do that? Never know what's going to happen. Edward Little Band playing a little music for you. All sorts of scores from around the area here at halftime. Kennebunk leads Biddeford 7-0. Foxcroft trails at the half. They are taking on Belfast, 12-7 in that one.
Wow.
Cape Elizabeth leads Yarmouth 40-0 at the half. Brunswick running over Mount Blue 43-7 at the half.
Boy.
Winslow leads 35-0 at the half. Coney.
Who are they playing?
That doesn't say. That I don't know. I can tell you in a second. Not sure who though.
Herman.
Oh, or Herman. Yes.
Yeah.
Lawrence leads their opponent 42-0 at the half as well. Coney just cut it in half. They trail Skowhegan 14-7 at the half.
Wow.
Lewiston leads Massabesic 19-0. Messalonsky leads Brewer 20-18 at the half.
Messalonsky?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brewers has only lost one game so far. They got beat. There was a showdown between them and Brunswick last week, and maybe they're hurting from that game.
Seems like every week Brunswick has a new showdown, and then they've got running clock by starting the second half.
No showdown for those guys.
Always amazing for that.
They've got a hell of a club going. Coach Dan Cooper does a nice job down there.
Certainly does. Oak Hill, thanks to an Austin Noble 3-yard touchdown run with 19 seconds left in the first half, leads Dirigo 20-6. Matthew Strout had a 53-yard touchdown pass on that one in there as well. Steve Gilbert had that touchdown pass. Gilbert also has a 6-yard touchdown run. Again, 20-6 in the first half. Cooper Chasen has the score for Dirigo. Orono and MCI, total first half yards, Coach. Orono 261, MCI 211.
Oh, my word. That's a shootout, huh?
Yeah.
What's the score?
That I don't know, but I just had the yardage fly by. But actually, MCI leads Orono 21-18 late in the first half.
Oh, though. I'll tell you what. Orono's, I saw them play earlier this year. They've got a really good quarterback, really good. He's a son Mike Coots, who used to play here and then played at Maine. He was a baseball player at Maine. And his mother is a former softball coach at Maine. So you think you got a little bloodline going there?
I feel like there's some athletics in the bloodline there.
No kidding.
It is halftime. It's Procter & Gamble halftime show here on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM 1240. The video stream, that's presented by OA, and you can find that on mbr.org. Also want to welcome in our folks listening on ESPN 101.5 and 970 out of Portland. Deering fans happy with the result so far. Deering leads Edward Little 20-8. It's the halftime show presented by Procter & Gamble. We will be right back. Just a reminder here on the video side of things, we continue to be live as the Edward Little Band and the Flag Corps out doing their routine at midfield. MBR Game of the Week is presented by OA. Ortho Access in Portland is Maine's first urgent care walk-in clinic for immediate assessment and treatment of sports and activity-related injuries. It's open 6 days a week for hours. Visit orthoaccess.com. If you're Edward Little here, what are you looking at doing in the second half, Coach? You just telling your team to keep doing what you're doing and stop committing, silly turnovers and penalties?
Well, if they break it down like that, they would be in the game or tied or ahead with out fumbles, without penalties, without interceptions.
There you go.
But
You're welcome.
you can say if all you want to.
Right.
But they have to.
Get your number updated there.
Oh, good. They have to cut out all that stuff, and they'll be in the game. I think if they just says can play the game you've been playing, toughen up a little bit on defense,
Hang on to the football.
hang on to the game, hang on to the football, and you're in the game, and cut out the turnovers and the mistakes.
That's really all you got to do.
A turnover is a mistake, but
It's a different type of mistake. It's
Yeah,
a
it
mistake
is.
that immediately leads to some type of bad thing happening, typically.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
And Deering was able to take advantage. And, Edward Little actually almost gave up four touchdowns after the turnovers there, because on that third one, there was a penalty that Deering had, an illegal procedure that blew out a 29-yard
Drove
run
him
for a
back.
first down and drove
Yeah.
him back and ended the drive. So
See,
Edward Little lucky to only be down 12 here at the half. Of course, Deering will get the ball to start the second half.
we go 7 first downs for Deering, 6 for EL.
So that's usually a pretty even,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
even,
pretty good indication, But
When you have-
field position's been a little bit more in favor of Deering. They have taken over the ball on their own 20, their own 45. EL's 21. EL's 49. And their own 35 and their own 43. So, and EL has had the ball, the most that they've had it was on the minus 41. So, that's a pretty good indication too.
Well, when your drive starts at, outside of the Cook punt block,
Yes.
which was a huge play and really changed the momentum, because it looked like Edward Little was going to go into the half down 20-0, or having to face a long field to get into where they needed to be.
Yeah.
Instead, you've got the punt return. I've seen that in a bunch of Chevrolet games over the last few years, or seen that in a lot of Oxford Hills games as well, whether it's the other side where Oxford Hills gives up too many points towards the end of it, and it's a different game going into halftime, or with Chevrolet, they managed to score a bunch of points going into the half and change some things up. So that was a big momentum swing there for Edward Little. And then to hold Deering out of the end zone at the end, Deering's going to get the ball to start the second half. So, yeah, it definitely changes some things up from that aspect of it here, especially on the Edward Little side of things. They needed that momentum boost.
Well, you talk about Chevrolet through the years, they've always had a big play person. They're able to score from practically any place on the field. EL hasn't reached that point yet. Deering, I'll tell you what, they got some kids that can break it. And so it's, can you keep the cap on that? That's big. That's big.
Mountain Valley has started the second half right where they left off in the first half. Jasper Turner with a 7-yard touchdown run. Mountain Valley leads Poland 46-6. That game is over on 100.7 at the Ox. Hunter Garrett took the opening kickoff, 74 yards to the end zone for Brunswick. They lead in their game against Mount Blue 51-7. 11:42 remaining in the first half. Also at the half, Bonnie Eagle 34, Sanford 14. And we'll have more for you coming up. Also, Marshwood leads Falmouth 13-0 at the half.
That's a big score right there.
That really is a big score. That whole Class B is really different. Welcome back to the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. It's a Procter & Gamble halftime show. The video stream is on mbr.org, and it's presented by OA. About 2 minutes remaining here at halftime. Matt Beltwell and Mike Haley with you here as we get ready to start the second half. Deering is out stretching and getting their stuff handled, and Edward Little just now doing the old foot shuffles as they're out here. And
Karaoke.
Winthrop Monmouth leads Maranacook 47-0 at the half.
Wow.
Westbrook leads Morse 35-0 at the half. Skowhegan still leads Coney 14-7. That one's at the half. Madison leads Old Town 39-8 at the half.
Levitt play?
I have not seen a Levitt score yet. I assume they would
play.
be.
They're playing Spruce Valley.
Spruce Mountain?
Spruce Mountain.
Yep. I hope I see a score for that at some point. Hamden leads Gardner 14-3 at the half. Let's see if I can find anything from Levitt. Or Spruce Mountain, the old...
Old Jay Livermore.
The old Jay Livermore. Let's see if anybody actually puts Spruce Mountain into there. Always good when people put in the scores.
Yeah, it's
do
nice.
Everything they're supposed
Nice
to do.
of them to do that.
But sometimes places, it's so funny. People don't sometimes. They're like, oh, what if, for some reason it just doesn't happen. I don't have anything for that game. As soon as I've got a score on that one, we'll get one to you. It's halftime here. Deering leads Edward Little 20-8 at the half. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week, Procter & Gamble halftime show. Video stream, that's on mbr.org, and it's presented by OA. We will be back in 30 seconds for second half action. You're listening to Maine's Big Z. Of course, the video stream on the halftime show, always on. You can actually watch video games on demand. Just go to mbr.org and you can find the link to our YouTube page there. What we've got is rolling through. It's halftime. Just about ready to wrap up halftime. 20-8, Deering leads Edward Little. Edward Little was down 20-0. Edward Little came back. Welcome back. Christy Gordon is actually talking now. Her dad was actually getting some funds donated tonight from the game. So really nice of her to talk to the crowd and let them know the family appreciates their efforts and everything that was done here. Deering and Edward Little getting ready to go here for the second half. Deering will be receiving the second half kickoff.
Hopefully EL can have a good defensive stand and go on offense.
Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. We just wrapped up the Procter & Gamble halftime show. Video stream, that's on mbr.org, and you can find that courtesy of our friends at OA. Also want to welcome our friends in on ESPN 101.5 and 970 down in Portland, WZAN. Deering fans able to listen to this one in their hometown. Matt Beltwell and Mike Haley with you here at Walton Field. Edward Little will be kicking off, and they'll be going right to left on your radio dial.
'64.
Curtis Willett will be
Yeah.
kicking off for Edward Little. And we'll see who's back deep. I know Walsh is one of the folks back deep. for
Salomon's
Deering.
Salomon, I think, is the other one.
I think it's Melanson and Walsh.
Walsh.
And it's going to be Melanson who fields it out to the 20, to the 25. Excuse me, that was not Melanson. That was Robbie Dacey who scored one of the Deering touchdowns, and he gets out to the 33-yard line. First down for Deering, 1st and 10. We start here in the second half with 11:53 remaining in the third quarter. It's 20-8, Deering with the lead. Deering got out to a 20-0 lead. Edward Little took the opening drive all the way inside the 5-yard line. C.J. Gibson was going into the end zone and fumbled the ball going into the end zone. Deering recovered, and they went down the field and scored right away.
Oh, now Deering's come out in a completely different formation. They
Hand
have
off.
single back.
That'll be to Walsh, and that'll get up past the 35 to the 37-yard line. Did you see that formation at all in the first half, Coach?
No, that's a completely different one. They have had, it looks like they're deciding on one formation. They're going to run all the plays out of it. At least that's what they did in the first half. They didn't switch formations at all. They got to be unbalanced someplace.
Send a man in motion. That'll be Rarn.
Toss to that side.
That'll be a toss to Walsh.
Oh, boy.
And he is going to get some running room.
Boy.
He is going to be into the secondary, and he's going to get tripped up in Edward Little territory to the 46-yard line. That will be a gain of 16 yards and enough for a Deering first down. And if you're Edward Little, that's not what you want to see. However, that flag that's down on the field back at the 48-yard line is something you want to see if you're an Edward Little fan, because this one is coming back. Man, they hide those flags on you.
Yeah, they do.
The only reason they know is because Terrell Thomas was clapping like he was super happy, and I'm like, what are you happy about, man? Now I know what he's happy about. Now I completely understand.
They haven't given any signal of what the penalty is.
It was a holding penalty.
Oh, it was holding?
Yeah, it was holding. They didn't make a thing about it. I would really like to see them with the microphone so that they can talk about what's happening. So that's going to move it back. The holding was out at the 46-yard line. So they're going to run it back now.
Nice if they could communicate, too.
2nd and 4.
Oh,
Walsh
boy.
is going to find some running yardage. He's going to get past the 46, into Edward Little territory again for the 41.
Son of a gun.
And there's no flags there. First down, Deering. 10:49 remaining in the third quarter. They lead Edward Little 20-8. Whatever Deering adjusted to during halftime, I would say that it worked. Pelletier under center. Walsh is behind him.
Motion toss again.
And they will pitch it to Walsh, and he is going to get tripped up and
Oh,
almost lost the
threw
ball.
Almost.
I have no idea how he's able to hang on to that.
Neither.
Mason Brushwine was all over it, and I don't know if Walsh had the old stick-em on or what was going on, but boy, oh boy, that just kind of held to his forearm and his wrist. He had a death grip on it.
Yep.
And a loss of 1 will make it 2nd and 11, and almost had a turnover there. Edward Little could have used that.
Yep. That would have been great field position for him if they could have done that. Same formation. 2 tight ends and 2 flankers.
Kasserman is out to the left. Walsh is out to the right, and once again, Edward Little gets busted for jumping into the neutral zone, and Tyson Cody just looked at his teammates like, come on, guys, come on. And then somebody from the line thought it was somebody else, and that is going to be offside, so it'll be an Edward Little penalty, and that'll make it, well, let's see, 2nd and 7. Actually, 2nd and 5, it looks like.
Yeah, he made up, got 3 yards after that 2-yard loss.
That is going to be, we'll make that 2nd and a long 6. It says 2nd and 7 on the board. It'll be 2nd and 7, 2nd and a long 6. 9:30 remaining in the third quarter.
Back to Giant steps?
Back to Giant steps, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Deering leads 20-8 over Edward Little. Pelletier under center. Back to pass, looking for Wasserman, who has it complete. inside the 30-yard line down to the 29. There's a flag down in the secondary, and I'm
think we
wondering
may
if it's
get
going
a
to be
pick.
offensive pass interference.
May get a pick on that one.
Think so too?
Yeah.
I don't see Deering moving. No. Yeah, they're looking.
Well, it goes as a
No,
holding.
they'll be holding
Oh,
on Edward
boy.
Little, so never mind. Looked like there might have been something there, but they were not inclined to call that.
Well, it's a tough play to say because, you know, the word is scrape. They're running a scrape.
Well, they like to call it a rub route too.
A rub,
right?
and a scrape, but it's a pick,
Right.
out and out pick, and it's illegal and it should be penalized. Period.
However,
You
most of the time that is
Call it
not
what
the
you
case.
call it what you may.
The only time I ever see it called is if it's against Gronk and the Patriots. That's
Yeah.
the only time I ever see it called. 20-8, Deering with the lead over Edward Little. They're looking for more. They hand it off to Walsh up the middle.
Oh,
He is
boy.
going to
Oh,
take some tacklers down to the 16-yard line. That'll be a gain of 12, and Deering is having their way here to start the second half, up 12 and looking for more.
you know, Matty, this formation is the only one they've been in. Just like they were the only formation that they used was the full eye. They didn't go back. They haven't gone back to it. You know, evidently they think that it's. Thank you.
Pelletier under center, hands it up to
Oh,
Walsh.
boy.
He gets stuffed in the
There we
backfield.
go.
There was a meeting in the backfield, and Walsh got caught up in it. Latrell Thomas was the first
See,
one there
that-
for Edward Little.
That's the one disadvantage of using that formation. Single back, easy to key on. If they're going to run it, he's the only guy they're going to give it to.
8:05 remaining in the third quarter. It's 20-8. Edward Little with the lead. Edward Little trails Deering 20-8. Second and 10 for Deering at the Edward Little 17. Taking a long time to get this play in.
They
Coach.
sure have.
I foresee a timeout in the future.
He's going. See, no, he's counting.
He's counting. Yeah, timeout.
Delay a game.
There's your timeout. No,
Yeah.
there's your timeout. 7:41 remaining in the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber game of the week.
That's a real advantage to the offense to have that back judge start counting.
Right.
Because you know you can either call for the quick snap or call a timeout like they did just then.
See a lot of that too. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, if you're getting to delay a game at this level, you're either purposely doing it or you're really just not paying attention.
Well, if you're calling your plays from the sideline, which either sending them in or calling or signaling them in, that can be a problem because people have to check. They have to check their play sheets. They have to,
Right.
you know. So it's
Coach Haley, Matt Boutwell with you here. Just out of the timeout by Deering. That'll be their first timeout. 7:41 remaining in the third quarter. They lead Edward Little 20-8. It is second and 10 from the Edward Little 17-yard line. Deering is taking the second half kickoff all the way down the field. At the Edward Little 17-yard line. Not sure what the holdup is here. Guess some officials were on the sidelines talking about something like, "Oh, we ready to play again? Okay, we can go now." I guess getting the back judge back into the spot they wanted to get him in.
same formation, two tights, double flanker, going in motion now,
They send Kasserman in motion. Pelletier out to pass.
wide open.
And batted away.
Oh,
nice
nice
play
play.
by Max Bell
Nice play.
to break that pass up. That one was intended for number 7. That was Randy Rarn. And nice play there by Bell to get back with his left hand and bat that one out.
8th play of the drive.
Third and 10, 7:34 remaining in the third quarter. 20-8, Deering with the lead. Third and 10 from the Edward Little 17.
May get a chance to see how good that kicker is for
You
on
might.
field goal. Can have one more good stop here.
See what's going on with Deering. It looks like they're taking a little. They continue to take a little while to get the play in.
Yeah, taking too much time for my liking, but
Really seemed to have bogged down here inside the 20.
Yeah.
It really changed the pace of their drive a little bit. It looked like they had Edward Little back on their heels. And
yeah.
they're going to go with the quick snap there instead of calling the timeout. They're going to throw it to the outside, and that's going to be batted down, incomplete. Bell
Boy,
breaks it up. Pass intended for Kasserman out by the left flag, and it's 4th and 10.
that back judge was about ready to throw a flag. He was fishing for it. It must have been really close to the 25 seconds.
Is that like reaching into your wallet and reaching into your pocket for your wallet and like, somebody else pays for it, so you just tuck it back in there? Is that kind of the same thing?
Oh,
4th and 10, ball at the 17-yard line, 20-8, Deering with the lead.
double tight, double flanker, single back.
2 seconds. Pelletier back to pass, looking,
Right.
throws it
Right.
over the middle.
Over the
That's
mid-
going to be caught. That's going to be Walsh. She's going to spin into the end zone for a
Ow,
touchdown. 17-yard touchdown on 4th and 10. And Deering just makes it happen when it counts. 26-8, 7:18 remaining in the third quarter. What a play there by Walsh, Coach.
You know, they attacked the underbelly of that defense. They were sending linebackers, and so they just went across the middle. Nobody there. And those deep guys got to tackle him. Walsh is too tough to bring down one man. I'll tell you that.
Certainly helps when you have a running back that can catch it out of the backfield, especially passes like that. 26-8. Habibzi kick. Looks like it's good, and it is good. 27-8, Deering with the lead over Edward Little. 7:18 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be right back at the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. The video stream is on NBR.com by OA. Want to remind you guys that all the scores will be live in the morning. Just go to mbr.org. It's all free, no subscription required. You can sign up today, talk in the forums, live and on-demand video and audio. Support your team at mbr.org.
10-play
Maine's
drive.
best resource
Matty.
for sports. Yes, 10-play drive.
10-play drive. Yep. Started on their own 32. What do you got? 68 yards?
6.8 yards of play. That's not bad. That'll win you some games.
No kidding.
Welcome back to the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM 1240. Video stream at mbr.org. The video stream presented by OA. Also want to welcome in our friends listening in Portland, the Deering fans on ESPN 101.5 and 970. Kick is away by Deering. They lead 27-8, and that is going to be that's going to be returned there by the Eddies. That was number 3 for the Eddies on that return, Josh Kaiser, and he's going to get it up to the 40-yard line. Eddies down by 19 with 7:10 remaining in the third quarter. And you would have liked to have started that second half with a defensive stop if you're an Eddies fan, Coach.
Yep, you sure would. That's what they were, I'm sure, hoping would happen, but it didn't. You can't cry over spilled milk. Let's get going.
1st and 10 here for the Eddies. Grant Hartley steps onto the field. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. You got twins.
Double slot, double wide slot.
Bigos in the backfield. That pass
boy.
was batted away, incomplete. And you're going to have a
Roughing the passer?
either holding or roughing the passer called. Looked like Salamone got to Hartley. Pass was incomplete. It was almost picked off. Bagos had to lay the block on Salamone, but didn't help. And they're going to call that a shot to the head by Salamone and a 15-yard penalty for Edward Little.
Yep.
And a first down. That'll move that ball up to the Deering 45-yard line. So a little bit of a lucky break there for Edward Little, and Hartley also in a lucky break that he's okay after taking that shot to the side of the noggin.
That's the first time that that we've seen Hartley actually get rocked. Yeah, he's had people around him, but they haven't been on him.
Be 1st and 10 for Edward Little. So what could have been a disastrous play looked like it was a potential interception. Instead, turns into a 15-yard gain.
Deering's in that 52 again.
Hartley back to pass, throws. That's going to be complete to Bell at the 35. Breaks a tackle, and he will be stood up at the 35. That'll be a gain of 10 and should be more than enough for an Edward Little first down. No flags. Eddie's moving the ball and sticking with a no huddle, it looks like here.
That's that time the Deering sent a cornerback on a blitz. So these guys are pulling out all their old dirty tricks.
Looks like the Eddies are going to the no huddle. They look at the old wristwatch there, and yep, they got the play. Trips to the right. Bagos in the backfield. Thomas is going to stay into block. Hartley back to pass, is going to throw it.
Oh,
it's going to be intercepted, and
boy.
that is going to be a pick six.
Oh boy!
That is going to be who else? Oh my goodness. Ryan Walsh picks that one off at the 35-yard line. That'll be a 65-yard interception return for touchdown. And just like that, Deering extends their lead to 33-8, 6:24 remaining in the third quarter.
He got hit just as he threw the ball. In fact, he was going down when he threw the ball.
Is that a situation where you're better off eating it?
Yeah. Should have on that in that situation. Would have, should have, could have. Never won a game, you know.
And Habibzi will come in to kick the extra point. Deering leads 33-8 over Edward Little, 6:24 remaining in the third quarter. Snap is down. Kick is up. And no good. Looked like it was either a bad spin on that or just didn't get all of it. But whatever it may be, it's 33-8. Deering with the lead. 25 points now over Edward Little. 6:24 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be right back on the Z.
Yes.
Of course, I want to thank our friends at OA. Ortho Access is open 6 days a week for treatment of sports and activity-related injuries. Visit orthoaccess.com for hours or in the Mechanic Savings Bank broadcast booth. Find them online at mechanicsavingsbank.com.
Boy, you know, Deering scored 2 touchdowns in 1 minute. It was 5:24, 5:25, and 6:24.
Doesn't take long, does it?
Boy.
Deering has scored 2 touchdowns in 1 minute. They lead Edward Little 33-8 here on the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. They will be kicking off here with 6:24 remaining in the third quarter at Walton Field. Salamone will be kicking off. It'll be a little poocher, and it's going to be fielded by Blanchard. Stops, cuts at the 30.
Oh, boy.
Back to the 40. Breaks a tackle over the 45 and out to the 47-yard line. 6:15 remaining in the third quarter. 33-8. Deering leads Edward Little, but Edward Little starts off with good field position at their own 47. Still time to get back in this one, but when you're down by, 4 scores, you got to make it happen. You got to make it happen quick, and you can't throw it back to the other team for an interception for touchdown, which is what happened to Grant Hartley on the last drive.
Blanchard has been a step away from popping a couple. He's a pretty shifty character.
Hartley looks back, gets all the information.
Better get going, boys.
Marshwood and Falmouth. Marshwood still blanking Falmouth, 20-0 in the third quarter there. Hartley has trips to the left in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking, rolling out to the right, throws. That'll be complete to Thomas, and that will be a penalty.
Got the spy right there.
It's a real good tackle. We'll see what the flag is here. That was Walsh on the tackle. Who else?
Illegal receiver downfield, I bet you.
That's what they're talking about. Thomas was the tight end, so as soon as he caught the ball, that's when they threw the flag. So I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if he was ineligible or not, but he's a tight end, and he wasn't closed up on the line.
Yeah.
And they are going to say
Yeah,
ineligible.
Illegal receiver.
That was interesting. One official told the other official to come in, and then he said, no, they didn't. They'll call that illegal touching.
Yeah.
So that'll move it back 5 yards. They'll talk to Deering and see what they want to do about it. They lost yardage on the play.
Yeah.
6:06 remaining in the third quarter. We had a pretty good pace going here, but that has come to a halt.
That's a
on
loss
this
of
play.
down. That's a loss of down penalty.
So it is 2nd and 12
Yeah.
for Edward Little. They're at their own 45-yard line now. Actually, no, they'll be at their own 42. That'll be 5 yards in the loss of down.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd and 15. 6:06 remaining in the third quarter. Ball back at the 42-yard line for Edward Little. They trail.
Teams. Hartley. How are you going to know? How can you definitely mark the ball when you bring it into the hash mark
Right.
without bringing the chains out? That's the biggest. My biggest complaint with the way they try to do it, of just throwing it in.
We'll see how close they are. It looks like they're
See, that's what I mean.
about a half a foot.
You can't tell me they could do that accurately by throwing the ball in. Luckily, the guy stayed there and marked the spot. Sometimes they don't.
Seen that in the last couple. I saw that at Wyndham a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. This is what you have to do. I know it's a pain in the butt for the officials to do that, but to be accurate, that's what they need to do.
You want to get it right.
Yes.
Measure twice, cut once.
Ah,
Right? That's how it's supposed to
you
work.
got it, boy.
.545 remaining in the third quarter, 33-8. Hartley's going to keep it himself, and after he hit the Great Wall of China there, he managed to fall forward just enough for the first down. Boy, he had to keep his line. He had to keep his legs moving on that one and hope that somebody moved out of his way.
Sure did.
For a minute, he kind of looked like Wile E. Coyote trying to catch a roadrunner and running into the wall. You know, just how like he takes off and he doesn't go anywhere for a second, and then bang, he smacks the wall. Like that's kind of what that looked like there.
The wall smacks him.
It's like when I hold up my 2-year-old. I'm like, run in place, and he runs in place, but he's not on the ground. You know, It's kind of the same thing.
They got a bunch formation going there. Now they got a shift.
Now you got 4 receivers to the right, and they're going to throw it deep. Blanchard's going to make the catch at the 25 to the 20 to the 15 to the 10 to the 5.
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Edward Little.
All right.
Had to wait on the official there, but a 42-yard catch and run, Hartley to Blanchard. And just like that, Edward Little has life, 33-14 now, Deering with the lead. Edward Little looks like they're going to go for 2. That could have been caught by either Gibson or Blanchard, Coach.
Yes,
It's not
either
often
one.
you've got 2 guys open, but Blanchard, I mean, you could almost credit Blanchard with the interception there as well because he picked it off and then ran it in.
I think one guy was running a straight up pattern, and the other guy was running like a flag, and they intersected there.
Hartley directing traffic. He gets Blanchard out to the left. He'll be all by himself in the backfield. Now he's going to move a Bell over to the left as well. Looking out to the left. It's going to be Bell off his fingertips,
Okay.
incomplete. Pretty good defensive play there as well by Rarn, who might have gotten a finger on it as well. 5:08 remaining in the third quarter. Edward Little trails Deering 33-14. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. The video stream, it's on MBR, and it's presented by OA.
Stanton is 88. 88 is Keegan Stanton.
Numbers changing all night, Coach. Keegan Stanton, number 88 for Deering. MBR Game of the Week is presented by OA. OrthoAccess is open 6 days a week at Sewell Street in Portland. Find them online at orthoaccess.com.
That's the oldest trick in the book, you know.
What's that? Changing jerseys
Changing
numbers during the game?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's legal now, but they used to be done a lot. Yeah, somebody would they'd give them a different number, you know, because you're going to key on number 44.
Ah.
Oh no, hold it. He's 34 now.
Right.
Oh, wait, is he 40?
That's
No.
that's frowned upon in this establishment nowadays.
Yes, it is.
Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Maine's Big Z 105.5 and AM 1240. Bouncing onside kick is going to go out of bounds. That'll be fielded by Casey Anthony, and he'll just hop right out at the 42-yard line. Took a nice bounce there, but it was a little bit, it wasn't a high of enough bounce so that the Edward Little players could get underneath it. They just scored a touchdown. They trailed Deering 33-14, 5:07 remaining in the third quarter, and the difference in this one, 4 Edward Little turnovers. That's the difference. That's it. I have no, I don't know what else to tell you about the difference in this game. That's it.
Yep. Field position again. Deering's getting the ball out there pretty close to the 50-yard line. That's not very far to go.
And now the full eye here from Deering. They've had all sorts of luck with this. They don't have quite as much luck with it here, but Walsh is going to continue to make Edward Little players pay for tackling him or attempting to tackle him. He's going to get up to the 48-yard line.
He has had a heck of a game.
Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Clock continues to run with 4:52 remaining here.
This is the strategy that Deering. I don't know how they what it's predicated on, but for each series, it's a different formation, and they stay in the same formation the whole series.
Walsh a deep back. Anthony the up back.
EL is looking to come.
Pitch, Walsh, and he's going to
Oh.
fall down right on his knee. And Bell got lucky there. He didn't get the old face mask penalty. Instead, it'll be a big loss back to the 41-yard line. So
First time
that 5 yards is now back to a negative 5 yards. So
first time that's happened to them. They've got positive yards just about every time so far.
that'll make a 3rd and 10 for Deering. 4:10 remaining in the third quarter. Deering leads Edward Little 33-14. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week on 105.5 in LA and AM 1240. Also, other radio down in Portland on ESPN 101.5 and 970. Video stream at mbr.org. And you've got a delay of game penalty on Deering, and they have had nothing but trouble. Even though they've been able to score and they're in the lead right now, they've had a difficult time getting plays in on time here in the second half. They had to burn a timeout in the last possession. They had to snap the ball really quickly on the 4th down, and now they've gotten a delay of game penalty.
You know, if you send your quarterback over to the sideline every time, that takes at least 10 seconds, at least.
Do you know why they would do that when they've got the wristband?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't.
I wanted to see if you would come up with a reason, so
No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you're not going to come up with one, I can't come up with one either. Set a man in motion.
Now they're back.
That is going to be Kasserman, and he's going to take that up to the 44-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3. That'll make it that'll make it 4th and 7. And Deering looks like they're going to have to punt here. And for Edward Little, still plenty of time to get back in this. You're only down 19. You still need 4 scores, but
If he gets a little deeper this time. Nope.
3 scores.
He's
excuse me.
not. He's right up where he was before when it got blocked. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Cook got
7,
it last time.
9, 10, 11.
And that punt is away. Got it away quickly. Blanchard's going to let it bounce.
Too bad.
And it will stop at the 20-yard line. Nice punt there. Turned into a nice punt anyways. 33-14, Deering with the lead over Edward Little. 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Matt Boutwell, Mike Haley with you here at Walton Field. If you're looking for the Wyndham Oxford Hills game, that is over on the other part of the Big Z, 92.7. games. Find all the links online at mbr.org.
What do you got? Punt of the 20-yard line?
Yep. Other scores from around the area. Scarborough leads Cheverus 21-14 at the end of the third quarter. And Edward Little going to take a timeout here?
No. I think they're holding it for something, for a reason. I don't know.
Somebody's face mask, or
But they're ready to go now.
Bonnie Eagle leads in their game 46-14, 2:26 remaining in the third there.
Wow.
Waterville leads John Bapp 16-6. 8 minutes to go on that one.
Really?
First and 10.
I think that's between two teams that haven't won a game, I think.
I think that is too. And that pass is incomplete. Be second and 10. Not to start the Eddies wanted for that drive. Looked like they were ready to go, and there's a big delay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of times you get your rhythm, you get your play, you're ready to snap it. 3 receivers.
Momentum
to the left.
killer.
Look out to the right. They're going to throw it deep, and Blanchard's going to fall. Incomplete. Looked like it was incidental contact
Yeah,
there.
it was. He got his feet tangled up.
Casterman and Anthony were on the coverage there, and Hartley luckily put enough into it, if you're an Edward Little fan, where nobody was able to catch that one. Belfast leads Foxcroft 20-14 after 3 quarters of play. Kennebunk leads Biddeford 16-12 with 6:13 remaining.
Blanchard, number 10, what's his name?
Tyler Blanchard, yeah.
Yeah, Blanchard. He's tucking it out. He had a tough time getting back to the huddle on time.
That patch is intended to Gibson,
He caught it.
and they said he caught it out at the 32, and if that is a catch, it's going to be enough for a first down. And I'll tell you what, I wish I could give you the expression that hopefully you caught it on video that Marty Rarn just gave, number 7 from Deering. He just looked at his shoulders just dropped like, are you kidding me?
No kidding.
No way. Great catch there by Gibson. 2:38 remaining, clock is ticking. First and 10 for the Eddies. They needed that one. They're at their own 33-yard line. Hartley back to pass, looks, throws, has a man. It is Gibson, but he looked at the wrong shoulder. Incomplete.
Might have been the wrong pattern, too.
He zigged, was supposed to zag, I believe. Bonnie Eagle leads Sanford 46-14. Marshwood over Falmouth 27-18. 27-8. Brewer now leads Trails Messalonsky 28-25. All these games are in the second half.
Yeah.
Oak Hill leads Derigo 27-20. 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter there. Second and 10. Grant Hartley.
Trips to the wide side.
And they throw it over to the wide side, and that's Gibson. It bounces off his helmet, and then he catches it, then he fumbles it, and then he manages to sneak it off the ground, gain of 2, and it'll be 3rd and 8. All sorts of things happening on that play, but Edward Little just lucky to hang on to the ball. Skowhegan leads Coney 28-7. MCI leads Orono 28-18 at the end of the third quarter.
28 what?
28-18.
Oh, boy.
3rd and 8, minute 50 remaining in the third quarter. Hartley back to pass, looking left, throws left, has Gibson. He catches it out at the 43-yard line.
Didn't
He's
go
going to be
far
right. He's going to be right at the sticks, Coach. I think they're going to give it to him.
Really?
I think they're going to give it to him. What do you
You got a better
think?
look than I do. You got to bring it in. Bring it in and measure it.
You think they're going to bring out the sticks?
You got to. That close, you can't tell. Why the hell are you doing that? Bring the sticks in.
They're going to bring the sticks in. There we go. They gave the.
Boy, oh boy.
They gave it in. They gave it up to him. They're going to bring the sticks over. They really gave it the once over there.
It's gonna drive me nuts.
I know, and it happens all the time. And you know what happens though? All these catches are done over on the other side of the field, away from the sticks.
I know.
So it's they're trying to eyeball it, but it's tough. Even with when you're on the field, these fields aren't just a flat surface. Most of them have some type of bend
First
to it,
down
and it is a
by
first down. The
nose of the ball.
of the football.
Jeez.
Nose of the football.
And he was trying to eyeball that. Give me a break.
45 remaining in the third quarter, 33-14. Coach Haley, he's fired up here in the booth.
Getting to be.
Minute 40 remaining. in the third quarter. 33-14, Deering leads Edward Little. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week on 105.5 at AM 1240. Hartley out to pass, throws. That's going to be complete to Blanchard. He's going to stop on a dime and cut back out to the 49-yard line. And he turned what looked to be a 2-yard loss into a 5-yard gain at 2nd and 5.
He is something else. He's got, as the old guy says, he's got more moves than a rabbit, than a rattlesnake.
He looked like, I went to the Freiburg Fair last week, and he looked like those little piglets that they the pig scrambles. Like, he's just kind of running around with that. 2nd and 5. Under a minute remaining in the third quarter. Hartley back to pass under pressure, and he got dropped.
Blindsided.
There were 3 guys getting into the backfield there, but he was not escaping the grasp of one of them, and that was number 44 for Deering, Ryan Walsh. Who else? Ryan Walsh is just doing everything. Pick sixes, touchdown passes. He's run it into the end zone. Touchdown. Ryan Walsh is all over it.
Yep.
There was a Player of the Game award. I think Ryan Walsh would be in the leader in the Deering clubhouse for that.
He has scored 3 touchdowns.
Officials take a timeout. Stop the clock at 27.9 seconds remaining. Not sure what this is all about. Looks like they're having somebody go off the field for one reason or another. And they're going to replace him. I don't know if it was a blood situation or an equipment situation or what was going on.
Those coaches are not liking that.
27.9 seconds remaining. Looks like a blood situation where they looked at it with the official and they sent him back out there. So that wraps that up.
Boy.
Interesting. They didn't call for a measurement on that one, Coach. 3rd and 13 for Edward Little back at the 41-yard line. 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Hartley back to pass, looking, under pressure, throws, has a man, it's complete. Gibson catches it.
Nice
and Deering territory at the 45-yard line for a first down. Huge play there. And that's a 15-yard gain for Edward Little. Goodness.
Boy.
Salamone looking for a holding penalty that did not come. 17 and a half seconds remaining. And the big thing there for Gibson, he got out of bounds and stopped the clock.
That was the 9th play of the drive.
I don't know why they're restarting the clock. He got out of bounds. Back to pass to Bell, and he got leveled.
What a shot.
He bobbled it, and then he got crunched. 6.6 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And Stanton with a shot on that one. Goodness. Good play there by Stanton, and it was a clean play.
Yeah, it was.
Bell's going to feel it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Keegan Stanton on the play there. And
timeout.
Got a timeout by Deering. That'll be their second timeout here of the half. They've got one remaining. 6.6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break on the radio side. You're listening to Maine's Big Z. Let's do a legal ID. Of course, we're still here on the video side of things.
Boy, that backside, they've got to protect him a little bit better than that. He got hit that time after he threw it.
He did. He got lucky to get rid of that one, too. Welcome back out of the timeout and out of the station ID, legal ID. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 at AM 1240. Video stream on mbr.org. That is brought to you by OA. And also want to welcome our friends in from ESPN 101.5 and AM 970.
6.6 seconds.
Deering leads Edward Little 33-8. The ball is at the Deering 44-yard line. It's Edward Little football. Down by 19. They're down by 3 scores. They're going to need 3 touchdowns to get back into this one. Still time, though. Full quarter remaining. Hartley in the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Trips to the right. Throws deep. He's got 2 guys going, and it's Gibson, and he's going to make the catch.
Same thing.
At the 16-yard line, and that is going to end the third quarter. Excuse me, that was Max Bell. What a great catch by Max Bell. Full extension, keeping that from hitting the ground. Him and Blanchard both in the area, and Bell laid out and made the catch.
It's the same pattern as they scored on.
It was.
Yeah, same thing.
End of the third quarter. We'll take a break. It's the Central Maine Community College Hand and Lumber Game of the Week. That collision from Stanton and Bell was also a Moody's Collision Center collision of the week. Moody's with 11 locations in Maine. Something happens, you got a dent, you better take it to Moody's online at moodyscollision.com. About ready to start the fourth quarter. The video stream brought to you by OA. Ortho Access is open 6 days a week. Find their clinic information online at orthoaccess.com or visit them at 33 Sewell Street in Portland. Start of the fourth quarter about to get underway. 33-14. Deering with the lead over Edward Little, but Edward Little looking to get back into it.
Coach Sterling's giving some mouth-to-ear
coaching
instructions there. He's out on the field.
Constructive coaching.
Out past the numbers.
Matt Beltwell, Mike Haley with you here. Maine's Big Z, 105.5 and AM 1240. First and 10 for Edward Little. Hartley back to pass first play, and that's going to be batted away as Kasserman bats it away. It was intended for Gibson, incomplete. Stops the clock with 11:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's 33-14. Deering with the lead over Edward Little, but it's Edward Little football. They're at the Deering 16-yard line.
12th play of the drive right here.
They've converted a couple of big plays here in this one.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 first downs in this drive.
Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Blanchard to the left, Gibson and Bell to the right. Bell in the slot. Hartley sends Bell in motion to the left.
So now we got slot wide on that side.
Looks over to the right. That's going to be Gibson, and the pass is low, incomplete. Gibson was unable to pull that one up.
Open, too.
As they would say, just a bit outside. 11:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's 33-14 Deering. Deering got up 20-0. Edward Little started off the evening tonight. 3 straight possessions, all ended with turnovers, and Deering took full advantage. Edward Little got back into it after an Alex Cook block punt, made it 20-8.
Single back,
before the half.
Trips.
Hartley back to pass, throws, has a man. It's Blanchard, goes for the catch and was unable. It was hung up there for just a little too long. That was a nice play there by Stanton to break that away.
See what EL is doing on several of their pass patterns. They're loading up on one side, either with twins or with trips, and then they're isolating on the side away from it, and trying to go one-on-one, get one-on-one coverage rather than have them double up.
Big fourth down here at the 16-yard line, 4th and 10. Hartley back to pass, throws. He's got Gibson open. Touchdown! He ran right to the flag, and Gibson caught it, came down with it, and got enough in to get it called a touchdown. And with 11:38 remaining in the fourth quarter, Grandma better get another pot of coffee ready. It's 33-20.
Matt,
Deering with the lead.
Matt, that was a great drive. 15-play drive, 5 first downs.
Completed. They converted 2 fourth downs, I believe.
Yep. Going for 2 here. Now we got trips to the side with motion.
Hartley back to pass on the 2-point conversion, and that is complete. It's intended for Gibson. It's completed to Gibson. 33-22, 11:38 remaining in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break. It's the Central Maine Community College Game of the Week. Deering leads Edward Little 33-22. We'll be right back. 6 minutes remaining in the game between Scarborough and Cheverus. Scarborough leads Cheverus 27-14. Belfast leads Foxcroft Academy 26-21 with 4 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. Hamden Academy lost to Gardner 21-20. Oak Hill hung on to beat Dirigo 27-20. Cape Elizabeth over Yarmouth 56-0.
Wow.
Welcome back, Central Maine Community College Game of the Week. Video stream is on mbr.org. It's presented by OA. Final score out of Oxford Hills, Wyndham 28, Oxford Hills 6.
That drive is something that you'd like to see every time, although it took a lot of time off the clock. It was 15 plays, 5 first downs, touchdown, and a good PAT.
Kick is away. And
Oh, he's down.
That will be fielded, and then a knee taken there by Rarn. And Deering will take over with 11:36 remaining in the fourth quarter at their own 35-yard line, leading 33-22. But Edward Little storming back in this one after getting down 33-8. And it looks like, with Deering, they've been able to run the ball, and, this is probably a point where you'd like to run the ball and get some clock running here, Coach.
Yeah, I would think that they'd be trying to do that. Be surprised they don't go back to the full eye.
Another reminder, Deering only has 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, that's right. They used a couple. Yeah, they got the full eye going now. They're going to just power the ball.
Walsh is deep back. And Walsh will get up to the 37-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
EL was coming that time.
They certainly were.
They're changing their defense a lot. They're stunting quite a bit, which, like we said, leaves themselves open for the underneath pass, which they'll go to, I'm sure, if they see that too much.
Pelletier under center. Full eye. Back to pass. Looking. Throws, and that's going to be complete, and it's going to be fumbled, and it's going to be recovered by Edward Little.
Okay.
Recovered by Edward Little as Kasserman had it and lost it. And it was recovered by number 2, Ian Brushwine, who came up with the football. Nice play there by, that was Kaiser who came up with it there. Regardless, Edward Little comes up with the football, and after 4 turnovers, Deering, 4 turnovers by Edward Little, Deering finally gives one back. 33-22, Edward Little football. 10:48 remaining in the fourth quarter, and Hartley leads the Eddies onto the field.
Single back.
They look back.
Go.
He's under pressure, and he's going to get sacked.
He went the
back at the 37-yard line.
He went the wrong way for a right-hander. Had no recourse on that one.
Not a lot you can do there.
Nope.
Except try to throw it over to the sidelines and then throw it over the head.
Yeah, but he couldn't get his shoulders turned. That guy was right in his face.
Bell, Blanchard, and Gibson will be your trips to the left, at least for the moment. Blanchard in the slot. And false start. Nobody was set, I guess. It stops the clock with 10-11 remaining in the fourth quarter. 33-22. And I guess they're going to call offsides. Interesting.
Good. Well time.
Central Maine Community College Hammond Limerick Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 and AM 1240, Lewiston and Auburn.
We've got a slot and a flanker to this side, so that gives us 3 receivers, single backs, 52 defense.
Hartley back to pass, throws. It's going to be complete to Bell. He's going to stiff arm. He'll get out of bounds at the 49-yard line. That will be...
Not for first down, huh?
No. It'll be 3rd and 10. Remember the big sack on the first play.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
It'll be 3rd and 11. .10:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. Hartley back to pass out of the shotgun, looking, under pressure. Flag is thrown. That's going to be holding, so Hartley's going to run down the sidelines. But Salamone got held. I believe the holding is going to be on Robin Woodard. And that is going to be interesting if they decline it or if they just...
I'd decline it if I was them, but more chances you give, the more
Stan
chances.
keeps looking over the sidelines like, we're declining this, right? You declining this? And Coach Jackson's like, no, I think we're going to move him back.
More chances you give Hartley.
Well, I mean, there's always situations, too, where there could be a personal foul or something like that, and that's going to, whether there's something out there that happens or if there's a pass interference.
He's walking off 20 yards for crying out loud.
Well, the holding happened back at the 42-yard line, so that'll move it back to the 32. 32.
And they're not
There's
giving,
10 yards from the spot of the foul. They got to get to the 41 of Deering for a first down. They're at their own 32.
not giving any signals of what the penalty is.
That pass is going to
Long.
be deep for Gibson, and he's going to go up and just has it go off
too
his
bad.
fingertips. Incomplete. He was in triple coverage there, and C.J. Gibson pats himself on the chest as that was me. Mistimed his jump, I guess. 9:48 remaining in the fourth quarter. That would have been a tough one for anybody to catch. I don't think Edelman could have caught that one. 33-22, Deering with the lead over Edward Little. 9:48 remaining in the fourth quarter. Holland will be punting.
See, he's 15 yards deep.
Kasserman's going to be receiving it.
Fair
Punt
catch.
is in the air, and it's going to be
bubbled!
And I think it's
Oh.
going to end up right in the
Jesus.
hands of Deering.
That's a lucky boy.
Boy, I'll tell you what, there were 3 Edward Little players in the area, but it just so happened that number 33, Robbie Dacey, who caught a touchdown pass earlier,
Like he was
was
playing,
there.
Like he was backing up the play.
It really was, and the ball bounced right to him.
Yep.
So Deering averts disaster, up 33-22. And Edward Little unable to take advantage of the Deering turnover on that last drive. 9:38 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
They're coming now. Look at them.
Pelletier under center is going to hand it off to Walsh. Walsh is going to get tracked down, and he's going to lose yardage back
Boy,
inside the 40. They'll mark him down at the 40-yard line. There'll be a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
He's a
and
tough hombre, though. It's
He
hard
really
to,
is.
Hard to bring down.
It's taken a small army to bring him down each time, Coach. And the one thing that I've noticed with that, outside of the one time where the ball almost gets stripped out, he's doing a really good job, because you see that a lot where guys make
yeah.
that second effort and then the ball all of a sudden gets
Comes
a little
out.
loose, or carrying it like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Didn't happen this time.
Yeah. Single. See, this is going to single back again. That's not conducive to a run game.
Handoff, or there'll be a pitch to Walsh. He's going to go down the sidelines, and he almost stayed in bounds. Instead, he's going to do a little pirouette, almost a triple sow cow out of bounds.
Just
First down, and they're actually going to mark him just shy of the first down inside Edward Little territory, down to the 48-yard line.
show you.
Want to welcome in our listener over on ESPN 101.5 970, Lee Goldberg, who's in. He's wondering how big of an Edward Little fan you are, Coach Haley. You're just wondering, you know.
How big I am?
Yeah, big Edward Little fan. But, you know, of course, Mr. Goldberg, you know.
I know, Mr. Goldberg.
Yeah, never has anything to say.
No.
Ever.
No. He better hope I don't start teeing off on him. I got a few on him.
That'll be a quarterback keeper there by Pelletier. He'll move forward to the 45. Of course, Lee also, of course, he joins me on the Big Z on Thursday mornings for the weekly high school football top 10. He wants to remind everyone, of course, that there'll be all sorts of highlights tonight on the fifth quarter at 11:15. So make sure I get that plug in there.
Oh, yeah, for him.
For him, yes. I do what I can. I do what I
know.
can.
I know.
Try to help people out, you know. Of course, all the scores in the morning, you can find them all there for free. All the scores, all the sports, mbr.org. First and 10.
Pitch.
They're going to pitch it over to Walsh. He's going to break a tackle back at the 50, and then you've got flags everywhere. It is a flagapalooza
I think
And that's going to be in the vicinity of holding, I'm guessing, unless there's a face mask that I missed. But no, the initial call is holding.
I think it was blocking the back, Matty. I think.
Is there a difference between holding and blocking the back, though, really,
sure.
outside of the yardage?
Oh, no, the yardage. But the penalty.
I mean, I know there is physically. I mean, holding is holding, and blocking in the back is blocking in the back.
Yeah, it is. That's blocking in the back. That's a signal.
And I think they're going to call that from the spot of the foul, which I want to say was about the 45-yard line. So they're going to move this one back to the Deering 43-yard line.
That's the way the holding penalty is. The holding is penalized by spot of the foul.
1st and 22 with 8:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Pelletier under center. Sends a man in motion. From the left to the right. Handoff. Walsh up the middle. He's like, I'll just gain all that yardage back. Into Edward Little territory, inside the 40 and down to the 37-yard line.
He has had
Huge run. That'll be a gain of
game.
21. It was 1st and 22. He gained 21 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1. Deering has had their way on the ground tonight.
Yep, they sure have.
They've taken advantage of every Edward Little gift. It's like when Grandma gives you money for Christmas and you go out and you buy a lottery ticket and you win with it. Like, that's what Deering has done tonight. Every time Edward Little has given them a gift, they've invested and done well with it. And you've got another flag down, and that'll be an illegal procedure or a false start on Deering, so that'll move it back 5 yards. It'll make it 2nd and 7. 7:12 remaining in the fourth quarter. 33-22 Deering with the lead over Edward Little.
Been a few penalties in this game.
Couple. Not a ton, but it's definitely picked up here late in the game. As guys get a little tired and start holding
tired.
things. Yeah.
Yep.
Holding, tugging.
Yep, blocking in the back. Oops, I missed him. Double flanker. Motion now.
They send Kasserman in motion from the left to the right. Handoff. Walsh gets inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line, gain of 3. And I'll make it 3rd and 4, 6:40 remaining in the fourth quarter.
You got to wrap that guy up when you tackle him. I can tell you that.
You got to wrap him up, put him in duct tape. Deering got up 20-0. Edward Little took the opening drive all the way down the field inside the 5. C.J. Gibson fumbled on his way into the end zone, trying to lean forward to get that extra yard for the touchdown. Deering fell on it, and they took over from there. 20-0, and then 20-8 going into halftime. Pelletier is going to keep it himself. A really good quarterback keeper. Inside the 35 and down to the 32-yard line. Gain of 7 on a first down.
It's an automatic play, Matt.
You can do that pretty much every play if they're going to be playing off like that on the defensive line.
If you see that, that's automatic. It precludes anything that you've called.
Pelletier goes over to the sideline, gets the ball. Now they don't mind taking that little extra time for the play, Coach. They don't mind it.
That's right.
Reminder, Deering only has 1 timeout remaining. I believe Edward Little still has all 3. 5:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Edward Little trails Deering 33-22. Handoff, Walsh. She's going to get stuffed at the line.
That's the first time we've seen that tonight, him get thrown around like that.
Noah Morsehead with a swing back. No penalty flags on the field. There'll be a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Clock continues to tick. Deering in the clock right now are Edward Little's enemies.
As Chris Berman says, tick, 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 tick,
Tick,
tick, tick, tick, tick, tick.
Nobody said back yet, though. We haven't done that yet. That's a different sport entirely. Under 5 minutes remaining, 33-22, Deering with the lead and the football. They send a man in motion. That will be Kasserman. He's going to take it on the sweep down the sidelines. He's going to get crashed out of bounds out at the 23-yard line. Nice gain, though, gain of 6, and he's going to be shy of a first down by about a yard.
Boy.
And that'll make it 3rd and short and stops the clock with 4:50 remaining in the fourth quarter because he stepped out of bounds.
EL's really had trouble establishing a flank They really have. Deering has run outside just about every time they wanted to.
And it doesn't look like they've got a ton of speed, but every time they get the ball, man, they're able to turn their shoulders upfield.
They get the corner made.
And Pelletier's going to take it himself on the sneak, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down. He will. He's going to get down to the 20-yard line, gain of 3.
Didn't get as much as he did the last time he ran that, but he got
More than enough, though. 4:45 remaining. That'll stop the clock as they move the chains, and then once those are set, they will start moving the ball, or moving the clock again. 33-22, Deering with the lead over Edward Little here. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Video stream is at mbr.org. Also want to welcome in everybody listening in Portland tonight on ESPN 101.5 and 970. 105.5 and 1240 here in Lewiston, Auburn. Video stream presented by OA. Of course, again, video stream at mbr.org. You can watch the replay of that after the game. Handoff, Walsh. He's going to get inside the 15, down to the 10.
See what they
And
did
that might
then,
be
Matt?
enough for a first down. What
See
was
what they
that?
did? They sent the guy in motion and then ran back to the side that the motion came from because they're adjusting from that side to motion.
So there's one less person over on the other side.
Exactly.
You know, you see them sometimes do that where they move somebody in motion, then they run behind the guy in motion. Is that
Yeah.
because they're trying to
Yeah.
get him to
Yeah.
get some momentum going for the block?
And get an extra blocker at the point of attack.
Clock continues to tick with 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And as Yogi Berra would say, it's getting late early here for Edward Little.
It ain't over until it's over.
And Pelletier's
Oh,
going to run it
boy,
himself
right
up the
into
middle,
the-
and he's going to get into the end zone.
Holy mackerel.
11-yard touchdown for Deering. And what a turn of events here. That was just the old QB keeper, and he didn't go down.
Nope.
39-22 Deering. 3:32 remaining in the fourth quarter. Edward Little trails by 17. And few Eddie's fans headed for the exits here at Walton Field. Starting to beat the traffic.
Yeah.
And that quarterback sneak has been the same play they've run 3 times on this drive, and each time they've gained positive yardage.
Sure have.
And they're going to go for 2 here. Pelletier is going to go with a full eye.
Might sneak it on this one.
Walsh is the deep back. They're going to hand it off to Walsh. No matter. He's just going to truck right into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, and Edward Little trails Deering now 41-22. 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week.
Wow.
Of course, I want to thank our video sponsors for making everything happen. Of course, a reminder, you can catch the video replay of this game at mbr.org. .332 remaining in the fourth quarter.
That's what you call taking what they'll give you.
Yes, and they took all of it.
He did. He sure did. All the way into the end zone. Yeah. Each time they ran it, they caught a yell in that 40 looking front, or that 60 front, and nobody over the center. And follow it. Follow them as far as you can.
41-22, Deering with the lead over Edward Little. It's the Central Maine Community College Game of the Week on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM 1240 half. The video stream is on mbr.org. The video is presented by OA, Experience in Motion. And of course, also joining us tonight are our friends down in Portland on ESPN 101.5 and AM 970. Deering just got a touchdown. They're going to kick it away. Salamone's kick be fielded by Gibson at the 25. He bounces it to the outside, and he's going to get dragged down at the 38.
That's a collar.
That was a
They didn't call
tough
that.
tackle there. They did not. As
Boy.
nice play there by who else? Ryan Walsh. Brandon and Brenda's long-lost older brother, I guess, that had all the football skills. 3:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. 41-22. Deering leads Edward Little here on senior night, and this is not the night that Edward Little was hoping for. And once again, when they look back on this one, much of their misery will be self-induced.
Sure has been so far.
3 drives to start the game, 3 turnovers. And a red zone turnover to start the game off. And that pretty much sums up Edward Little's season in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Hartley continues at quarterback. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He looks out to the left. He finds Blanchard out of the 26.
Oh, what
nice
a
quick
move.
move there. Down to the 25,
What
to the
a
35, out past the 40, down to the 45-yard line. That will be a gain of 17 yards.
This guy is
17
something
yards.
else, huh?
He is really good out in open space. You get Blanchard the ball in open space, he's going to get you yardage.
Got that first move is always a getaway move.
Snap to Hartley, back to pass. Completed to Gibson to the 46, and he steps out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Forced out of bounds by Kasserman. That'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6. Clock stopped with 2:58 remaining in the 4th quarter. Deering leads Edward Little 41-22. Hartley looks over to the sideline for the play. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Blanchard is the one to the left. He fakes the pass to Blanchard. Now he's going to roll out to the right. Now he's going to roll back out to the right. He's all the way back at the 22-yard line. He's going to have to throw this to somebody. Throws it to Blanchard, who catches it at the 48-yard line. He takes a shot. That was a big-time hit there from Stanton. Stanton has been laying the lumber all game long,
Sure
but
has.
after all that effort, it was a gain of 2. Now make it 3rd and 3.
Boy.
I mean, Hartley was Molly Hatchet there, flirting with disaster.
He was running for his life.
He needs to keep the play going, though.
Yeah, he did.
3rd and 3. They got to get to the 45 of Deering for a first down. Back to passes Hartley. Has a man. It's complete to Blanchard at the 41. He cuts it back across the middle and up to the 36-yard line. Gain of 7.
Always gets positive yardage.
Yes. Blanchard got hit. You got a couple of Deering players taking a second to get up. Actually, at the 48 to the 36, that would be a gain of 12, my friends. 2:08 remaining in the 4th quarter, 41-22, Deering over Edward Little. And Edward Little moving the ball in between the 20s has not been the problem tonight. Hanging on to the ball once they get in a position to score has been. Hartley back to pass, throws. That's going to be complete to Bell. He's going to wiggle and giggle down to the 30, and they'll mark him down at the 31-yard line. That's where his progress will be stopped. And Edward Little will take their first of their 3 timeouts with a minute 54 remaining in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 10.
Talk about taking what they'll give you. Deering is obviously knows they're going to throw, so they're playing back off them. Now they're hitting on the quick hitches, comebacks, and they'll unload though. He'll be going for the bomb.
Senior night here at Walton Field. Edward Little Band rocking out. Shout out to the guy on the drums with no shirt sleeves. That's impressive. It's a little bit cold tonight to be going sleeveless, but here he is out there.
He's working.
I mean, that's got to be what it is. He's working.
Man.
He's working. When you're working, that happens.
Building up the old steam.
41-22. Edward Little trails Deering. Minute 54 remaining in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 4. Ball's at the just outside the 30-yard line of Deering. Wyndham defeated Oxford Hills 26-8 over on the 92-7 side of the coin. Hartley waits for the snap at the 34-yard line. Hartley back to pass, throws. That's going to be complete. That'll be to Gibson. He's going to break a tackle and get out at the 16-yard line.
Boy, almost got away on that one.
And then you got looks like you're going to have a late flag there as Kasserman hit Gibson either a little bit late or grabbed the old face mask. We'll wait for the call. It was definitely on Deering because they're going to move the ball half the distance to the goal. And now the ball is going to be down at the Deering 8-yard line. 41-22, a minute 48 remaining. 19-point lead here
Boy, these
So-
officials don't believe in communicating at all.
They're very quick about it. They're very.
Haven't seen any
they're
signals.
stealth. They're very stealth with the signals, coach. Like you've got to be watching it. You put your head down for a second. Whoop.
It's all over.
That's it. You missed it. First and goal for the 7.
Oh,
And
oh,
incomplete. That was
oh,
intended
boy,
for
boy,
Gibson,
boy.
but it was batted away there.
That could have been another pick 6.
That could have been. Walsh was looking for his second pick 6 of the game.
Yeah.
That's really when things switched in this one because it looked like Edward Little was getting ready to go back down the field and answer a Deering score, but Hartley's pass was hit as he threw it, and Walsh was almost able to fair catch the thing. Instead, he caught it and ran it back for a touchdown, and that was really what changed things. That made it 33-8. And that, I think, there's been multiple momentum switches in this game, but I think that was the one that finally put Edward
was a
Little
big
on
one.
the count.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Hartley back to pass, looking out to the right, has Gibson incomplete.
Middleman was open. Middleman, and look at 5.
Yeah, he was also open as well.
Yeah.
That's Josh Hamill, who was number 5, sophomore out there. Minute 37 remaining. 41-22, Deering with the lead.
Trips to the left.
3 receivers to the left. He throws. He has a man. It's Blanchard in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, EL.
Boy.
7-yard touchdown pass from Hartley to Blanchard. And it's 41-28 with a minute 32 remaining in the fourth quarter. So now you got to get the onside. You got to get the 2-point conversion here. That makes it an 11-point game. Then you got to get the onside kick and score. And then you got to get the field goal, after another onside kick. So this stuff has happened before, not under my watch, but I'm hoping it does here this evening. I just like the close games. I like to get into the overtimes.
Yeah. You can raise your voice then.
Yeah, and get fired up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hartley, 2 receivers to the right, now 3 receivers to the right as he sends Blanchard in motion from left to right. Snap is high. He looks out, and that's going to be way over everybody, incomplete. So now you're going to need 2 touchdowns after recovering the 2 onside kicks. Minute 32 remaining in the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break. It's the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week, Maine's Big Z. Video at mbr.org.
Well, EL hasn't kicked 1 PAT. They've gone for 2 on every one of them.
Yeah, they haven't. Reminder that this video will be up tomorrow in high definition on mbr.org. Again, mbr.org in high definition. Also, the instant game replay will be up right after the game. That is not the HD one, but you can still watch it. We encourage that.
Think we'll see a script kick? Think we'll see an onside kick, Matty?
I think we will. Let's see what they do here for the onside kick.
Yeah. Deering's ready for it.
Well, Let's Kick is away. Takes a nice bounce. And that'll be landed on.
That was well done.
I think that was Walsh who landed on it. I mean, who else is going to land on anything? I mean, who's going to finish these things off?
Sure.
Well, of course, it would be Walsh. Walsh has been finishing off everything all night for Deering, and that onside kick for Edward Little will pretty much wrap this one up.
It looked like he was going to go to the right, and as he came up to the ball, he kicked it sideways to the other side. There's only one man there. Walsh was the man.
You know, it's usually wrapping up when the Edward Little coaches leave the upstairs and come downstairs. That's usually when it wraps up. Minute 32 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's 41-28. Deering with the lead and the football. I believe Edward Little has a couple of timeouts.
Back to the full eye. Ball possession.
Back to the full I formation here. Hand off to Walsh, and he's going to truck in to Edward Little territory down to the 42-yard line.
He's going to do just what he's done all
Just
game.
shy of a first down.
Positive yardage.
Edward Little's going to take their second timeout. Oh, no. Yeah, Edward Little's going to take their second timeout. Edward Little still has 1 timeout remaining. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Remember, next Friday night will be the Battle of the Bridge, Lewiston and Edward Little.
At Lewiston, right?
That's at Lewiston.
Yeah.
That's why senior night was tonight.
Gotcha.
I'm able to piece these little things together to make sense of things without having to look things up. We will have that game for you here on 105.5 and AM 1240. Stay tuned to mbr.org for a full schedule of next week's games. That includes our video stream game next week. And, of course, we'll also have Oxford Hills and Bangor next week as well. It's a long road trip for Nick and Aaron on that one. So,
Not sending Wing and Haley.
No. I think you did your Bangor trip this year. That's okay. It was fun the night you did your Bangor trip. I was actually here for the Edward Little Chevrolet game, so we were able to do 2 games at once.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
1 timeout remaining here for Edward Little. Pelletier is going to fall forward on the quarterback sneak for a first down. Edward Little going to take their last time out here. They haven't stopped the clock yet to move the chains, which I find interesting.
Now they're going to.
With 1:10 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Let 30 seconds.
Now they're going to take the officials' timeout. It looks like it's. I mean, I would like to say from here at the 41, that's definitely a first down. I don't think they need to bring out the sticks.
You got to look.
They're going to bring out the sticks, though, I think.
Well, they've been hearing me hopping about it the whole
That's
game.
exactly what it is, Coach. You have brought this on us. Here come the sticks with 1:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bim Gibson is apoplectic in the booth next to us, but that's okay. I totally stole apoplectic from Michael Hoffer, the forecaster, but I'm okay with that. They did get that first down. I felt confident that they got that first down, too. Hey, you know what? They got the sticks out. I'm happy that they did that. 41-28. Deering leads Edward Little here.
Makes it official.
Clock continues to run now. 1:05 remaining. We'll see if Edward Little uses that last time out or not. Pelletier will take a knee. That'll make it second down. We'll take a very quick break at the end of this and then come back and wrap it up with a very quick post-game show. Deering got up 20-0 in this one thanks to some Edward Little turnovers and took advantage and rode that wave the rest of the way back into the beach.
See what they're doing here? They're waiting. They're running the time off. They're waiting for him to start counting, and now they'll take it.
And that last knee will do it. Your final score, Deering 41, Edward Little 28. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with a very quick post-game show right here. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. See you, Bim. Welcome back. Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week. Video is on mbr.org. That's presented by OA. We're in the Mechanic Savings Bank broadcast booth. Final score, Deering 41, Edward Little 28. Edward Little heads to Lewiston next week to take on Lewiston in the Battle of the Bridge. Coach, just another game where Edward Little definitely has the talent to play with these kids. Just turning the ball over and making mistakes. You can't do that.
You hate to you hate to be the dead horse, and you hate to be really repetitive, but fumbles, interceptions, turnovers have just killed EL. They
really derailed the season.
They move the football up and down the field, but then something goes wrong, and it's like this snake bit. Although you got to give it to Deering, they had their way with the run game. They controlled the ball. They played solid defense and come up with a big win.
For Mike Haley, I'm Matt Boutwell from Al Sullivan back at the studios. Again, want to thank everyone for listening and watching tonight. Again, your final score, Deering 41, Edward Little 28 is the Central Maine Community College Hammond Lumber Game of the Week on 105.5, Maine's Big Z and AM 1240. Also, down in Portland on the radio on ESPN 101.5 and AM 970. Video stream, mbr.org, the video presented by OA. That'll do it for us from the Mechanic Savings Bank broadcast booth. We'll catch you next week right here on the Game of the Week. We'll get you back to your